This one
fancy
is
shit.
kind of up to you guys. You guys have the disc that you need. It's just whether or not you want to do the other half of the game that's tracking down various old people from the studio, trying to unlock the disc and hear it better.
Okay, so there's a whole other side to this mission that...
Yeah, there's like 3 other places you can go and do stuff, trying to, unlock the disc, and then either getting enemies or making contacts, depending on how you react with them.
Okay.
Or you can go get paid.
Okay, so the
I mean,
question, the ultimate question here, I think,
and
is:
help you unlock the disc. Second level of
do we feel done with this set, or do we want to take this further? I think is the sort of player question that's being asked here. And personally, I'd like to see this through. Like I'd like to see where this goes.
I mean, we're halfway done with the game, but you can go get paid. It's whether or not you want to fiddle around with the disc or not.
Like, my character would so love to just turn that disc in right now and get paid, but as a player, I'm more invested in seeing where it's going.
I mean, the way everybody's... I'm on the wagon for today, since I've got a cough that's not going away, and I want to see how it's working.
Okay.
So I'm in a shitty mood, along with personal fucking central heating issues. I think Gundar wants to smash shit.
I'll do whatever.
We're kind of in a smash mood. God damn it.
Alright, Law, what are your feelings on this as a player?
Well, I already expressed it last time before the session that I would totally like to go on.
Alright, cool.
But in my case, it also aligns with the character choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I want to make sure that everybody still is wanting to get...
Oh, you broke up for a bit there, DR. Keo.
I just want to make sure everybody's willing to go on, basically, above and beyond the Call of Duty to see what's on this thing today.
Alright, DR, how are you feeling about this?
Yep, I'm happy to go on.
Good. Everybody's
Okay.
gonna die.
Alright,
I mean...
and, well, I suppose it's non-consequential, but Gundar, I suppose...
Somebody's gonna die.
I have a feeling that somebody is. None of you guys, though. Well, maybe one of you.
Ha! Spoilers. Alright, yeah, okay, so, where are we now? We're at Eclipse's Flat, or have we done the sort of between episodes, moved into the arcology, and we'll come back and cover it at a later date, / at the end of the episode?
We'll do the arcology after the... Since we don't need the place right now.
Alright.
We can keep using your apartment until the end of the run. And then we'll swap Sam out at the same time. DR's character. Swap that at the same time.
Spoilers!
But doing all that... So, right now you guys are driving around in the assault command vehicle thing. Trying to figure out what to do next. You've got the disc.
Did we not... Hang on, sorry. Did we not park the trucks up, like the Rover and the thing, and we went back to Eclipse's apartment, and she did work on her rifle, didn't she?
Okay. Then, well, you're... The Rover and the somewhere. Yes, you're working on your rifle. Gundar can go get his tattoo and do the work he needs to do. Everybody else is just kind of hanging out right now.
We
Get everything caught up here.
Yeah, I had this idea that since can you mute your mic?
Oh, you guys were getting ready to go to the cathode glow to look at the disc.
Cathode ray? Oh, it's somebody else's echo. It's not KT that's echoing. I had this random idea that since Eclipse and Tacoma are a little bit at odds with what to do next with the job, like Tacoma is very curious about the contents, also very displeased about the job being given in bad faith. Meanwhile, Eclipse was all like, "We have one job, we turn it in, work ethics." So we could act out a little confrontation, but I'm not sure if it's necessary.
To that end, while Eclipse is working on her rifle, she'll just be like, at this point, she's just in the mind of, look, do what you want, go to the cathode ray, listen to Sam's advice, especially because he's like our tech guy. Do what you want, just make sure at the end of the day we're still getting paid. Like, don't fuck that disc up. And she's very unhappy with the situation, and if we want to retcon in an argument here, that's cool. But that is her feelings on the thing. She's like, fine, she's sort of caught up in her own thing.
Fine.
Just make sure the fucking disc gets to where it's got to go. And then she slams her door and goes back to working on her guns.
Barcel speaks up. He says, it's kind of hard because the way I wrote Barcel, I wasn't expecting to have this game when I did it. But Barcel can give you a little bit of background detail real quick if I can get my shit together. Sorry. He went ahead and did a search on your Johnson. Let me find it and I'll tell you who he is real quick.
I'm going to write these down, even though Eclipse is sort of stormed off in her bedroom and can't hear any of it.
Right.
Maybe she's got the apartment bugged and you don't know.
Well, he's just going to be loud enough or he'll go over there and crack the door.
Alright.
Lean in the doorway and talk while... I just got to find him here. I had it set up for something, so I've got to find the guy. Alright, here we go. Wrong guy. Alright. Our Johnson, his name is Darius St. George. It says, in Seattle, Darius St. George is probably one of the most influential trolls you've never heard of. Flamboyant, cheerful, and utterly ruthless when it comes to searching out talent for his record labels. Darius prefers to do business behind the scenes. He presents himself to the world as a hedonistic dilettante who likes to hang out popular clubs and soak up the latest underground sounds. If he likes what he hears, he'll stop at nothing to sign a record for potential hits. On the side, which he's even more close-mouthed about than he is his other affiliations, he works as an agent for a mysterious employer.
Of course he
At
does.
whose behest he arranges to have various jobs performed, usually by Shadowrunners. No one is sure if even he knows the idea of employer. He's certainly not talking about it either way. Darius is of medium height for a troll, in his mid-30s, coffee-hued skin, large ivory-colored horns, black hair, blah blah blah. It says that Darius' employer is purposely kept secret because we're planning on having another game come out, and they never did. I can't find it if they did.
Okay.
So basically, he's just trying to get the disc for somebody, probably to make record deal with it, but nobody knows for sure in the background check. All these characters you meet have awesome background stories, but there's no way to put it into the game because you guys don't, no player is going to give a shit. It's really hard to get the background information in on these guys.
Accidental
Like
exposition.
the rest of the game is all background information on these people that you have to deal with. You don't get none of it.
I have a paranoid hunch. I'm gonna vocalize it as a player hunch right now. I don't have a context for Tacoma to ask it, but so when you say that Johnson's hunting down record deals, is it just about the music, or is there like something extra in those within that data?
Oh, the data is no doubt going to be just music.
Oh, okay.
Marcel says we can go, if the disc will play, but we know it was made at Carrion Studios, I believe. I think we've figured that out at this point.
So
that's our next lead, is going to the studio, see if we can find the studios. I know they're run down, I don't think they exist anymore. Right after Jet Black went away, one of their main sound mixer producer people had a bad VTL habit and ran around. But the building might be there. There may be old records. You know, somebody may know somebody who will get us in touch with. You know, the way running down a lead works. That's what the rest of the game is you know, starting at Carrion Studios and working your way from there. We're trying to find somebody that might know something about the disc. So we can go to Cathode Glow and see if the damn thing even plays right.
Yeah, I think the first step was to go to Cathode Ray and... Or to Glow? Ray?
I think it's Cathode Glow.
Oh, okay. Cathode whatever. We can go to cathode whatever.
To the catheter?
Catheter. and check out if they have that Sony player there. And seek out the next thing.
Sounds good. Is there anything that Tacoma or Sam needs while we're at a rest point? Gundar's getting his tattoo fixed. He's getting the gun that he needs. Eclipse is working on her weapon. Does Sam or Tacoma need to do anything while there's a break point before we get started?
Sam needs to make a phone call.
Alright, make a phone call.
Kneeler's hear it though, that's the thing.
It's
Or
up
at
to
least
you. If you
Sam's
want to walk
side.
in the other room, you can. If you want to sit on the couch and make a call, sit on the couch and make a call.
Okay, so Sam's standing in the room. And
Yeah.
he makes a phone call that begins with, Yo Trax, I need you to do a job for me, don't worry, I'll pay you. And then sort of wanders into the other room to continue the conversation. Like in private.
Okay. You said it's Track, R-A-C-K or something?
Trax with two
thank you.
X's.
2 X's.
2 X's. Not quite triple, but just 2.
That's the future and shit right there, man.
I wonder who that could be.
Oh, we don't know. Surely
You
nobody
will.
important.
You will.
Oh, sure, it's just some throwaway NPC. Surely. Yeah, I think I'm putting Tacoma into a tunnel vision where she's like determined to find out more and also sort of anxious about the dishonest deal. So she's maybe also trying to get some leverage by gathering more information.
Okay.
So basically,
And keeping in mind, the way that it works with the Johnsons and stuff is somebody called him, and she's a fixer, said, get a crew together and find this thing. You know, Darius St. George only has what he's been told to work with, but, you know, Marshall says, you know, don't be pissed at Darius. He's just doing a job like we are. When he said, I'm having a hard time finding out who his boss is and why he would want this, you know, out. And that's where that leaves. He said, it looks like it could be Jet Black, you know, since he's apparently still hopping around. You know, Jet Black may want the damn disc. I just haven't been able to find out yet.
and
he also says that
that
there's he's looking at, he's got a place in the arcology. You know, he goes and tells you that he's got a place in the arcology that he's working on remodeling. And if you need somewhere to move the group to, we can use it. The schematics for it are on the Google Drive. So I believe the corner executive office in it is what Nuts wanted. So pull it up, take a look at it, pick a spot, you know, pick your rooms out at some point, and then we'll work on remodeling it later when we're done with this particular game.
When we have earned the new apartment.
Yeah, so between sessions we'll move over there and deal with that, but Barca at least lets you know that, in the arcology, there's a place that we can go if you want to. It's just it's space, but when you consider the arcology's, a kilometer square, it's not. Granted, the same space in the bearings would cost, nothing comparatively. But it's not like 15 floors and 100,000 square feet or anything. But it's a pretty good sized workspace.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, it's whatever you guys want to do. If you just want me to fast travel you to the cathode glow, or
Eclipse
what
is
you
going
wanna
to
do from
stay
here?
at the apartment. But she does mention to Sam, she'll comlink him quietly, and she'll say, if you guys, or Sam, maybe Basil, not sure, she'll probably say, if you guys go to the recording studio or whatever, come pick me back up, because you're not going there alone, basically.
Okay.
And then she's just going to stay and tinker with her guns.
Okay, since the cathode glow is not a important, a really big important thing here, Gundar, do you want to go and get your tattoo and your gun while Tacoma and Barcel and Sam go work with the cathode glow, playing with the disc?
Gundar will go.
Or do you want to go with them?
Well, Gundar needs to get rid of the flamingo tattoo and pick up his new gun at the border store, so long as Gundar has tracking number.
Oh, God.
Fucking border store, as long as you got the tracking number. Roll a... Oh no, you don't have the track. Alright. When Sam, Barcel, and Tacoma pull up in front of the cathode glow, you see two brand new big trail-shaped windows and a fresh coat of paint on the place, since Barcel paid to have all the damages repaired. When you guys go in, everybody glares at you. The owner comes up and says, "Hey, you guys aren't gonna fuck the place up again, are you? You didn't bring the big troll. He's still outside." Yes. No.
Tacoma is staring at her feet awkwardly and says, "Nope."
He says, "I got the car from Barcel. I've got the device set up in the back room. If you're interested in seeing if it'll work, because I can give you a little bit of privacy, but everybody in here saw me pick it up. Everybody in here wants to know what you're doing." Everybody's like, "Yeah, what do you got? Show us." Give me some potato chips.
We tell him to send drinks around and tell everybody that we are sorry we cannot disclose this at this very moment, because since we don't know whether this data will be dangerous, we do not want to endanger this fine establishment unnecessarily, because our track record is not so very good. So understandably, we do not want to put this place or its patrons into jeopardy again, and surely everybody understands that.
They all like, all right, whatever. He takes you into the back room. There's a table and chairs with a little box on it. Tom and Sam, I both need you to roll perception.
Perception was my perception was 10. Yeah. 10 death.
I got a 4, a 5, and a 6.
Excellent.
Yeah, I got.
What about you, Tacoma?
3 1s, 2 2s, 1 3, 3 4s, no 5s, 1 6. 28 altogether. Not good.
How many ones?
What?
How many ones did you get?
3 out of 10.
Hold on a second. Tacoma doesn't notice shit, as usual. Sam, you can tell that you're going to need some special cords that you can absolutely, you can stick the disc in the drive, but that if you want to copy it off, you're going to need different chords than what you have.
Okay, so we can view it, not copy it.
Right, and your hacker knowledge tells you can copy the entire disk. You know, if it's encrypted, if it's got a virus on it, you can copy the entire disk to your comlink. You're just going to need a different set of chords. So, someone in this building, the owner might, or one of the hackers out in the lobby might have the chords you need. But it's up to you guys to figure out where to get them.
Well, Sam communicates this to Tacoma and suggests that we ask the owner about getting a set of chords for copying.
Tacoma agrees to go to the owner herself and hands the disc over to Sam. Because it will probably be safer in his hands.
The owner will say that he doesn't have them, otherwise he'll set them on the table, but he'll go ask real quick, discreetly. And in about 5 minutes, he comes back with another guy, a little skinny elf dude. And he says, "Yeah, I've got some chords, but I want to hear what you guys have, for use of them." He says, "I won't tell anybody. I just, what do you guys have? Let me see it. I want to hear."
What's your name?
I'll let you use this chord.
I feel like, and Tacoma will address the dude. I feel like I've seen him before. What's your name?
Delight.
Oh. What's your interest in this?
Because it's just, you want to use my chords? I want to hear what's on the thing. What do you guys got? This is nosy. You guys have something that's, 50 years old, and I want to see if it works. It's cool.
You're nosy, or? Well, we don't really have the authority to show you. We could go someplace else. Find those chords.
He says
also, Tacoma opens up her comlink so that Sam can hear this conversation. And and coughs like, please advise.
Who's comlink's open to Sam?
Yes.
Okay.
Orso's just standing there at the moment, letting you guys figure out what you want to do.
Well, Sam signals to Tacoma that no matter what, we can't show this guy the disc because we really just... It's like a breach of confidence, we can't do it.
Were Gundar there, he would say, "Sure, go ahead and listen to disc," and then Gundar would crush head.
Orso says, "Alright, I'll give you $1,000 for that fucking $20 set of chords." And the guy kind of huffs, but he takes $1,000 and he goes away, but you can tell he's still kind of trying to see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, Barcel, keep an eye on that guy.
I'm
pretty sure I've seen him before. Right, I have handed this over to Sam, so it's in his hands now.
You've got the reader, you've got the chords, you can plug it in and copy it, you can plug it in and play it. What do you guys want to do with the disc?
I guess we just plug it in and copy it.
Alrighty. How many copies of the disc are you making?
These two.
Just the Sam's comlink. Yes.
Oh. Never mind.
Well, the fewer copies of this thing floating about, the better. As long as we have at least one copy.
Okay.
Once you get a copy, Barcel will ask, go ahead. In case you have an accident or something, get run over by a bus.
Can we assign one copy to Barcel, because Tacoma feels kind of uneasy that it's eerily close to doing Matrix, and she doesn't do cyberspace, and she doesn't do spirits, and this whole thing makes her uneasy. So she kind of suggests that Barcel would be entrusted with the second copy.
All right,
and
that
also,
sounds good.
Yeah. And if there's any chance of encrypting the data during the process, please let this happen.
Yeah, we can always delete it later. It's no big deal.
Well, Sam grudgingly agrees, but says we shouldn't do it here, especially wirelessly. There could be people trying to pick up on it.
Very good. Sam, since you thought about it, you can tell, as soon as you plug into your deck that there are people trying to hack it. You can very easily just roll 4 dice and tell me what you get.
1, 2, 4, and 6.
You can keep everybody out of your comm link, but you can't tell exactly who's out there hacking at you. So you can keep them out of your comm link long enough to get this thing copied off. You can basically turn off your Wi-Fi for it, so that it's just a hard link to the little device until you get back out of there.
We should jury rig a Faraday cage in the room or in the booth.
Sorry, what was that?
We should jury rig a Faraday cage in the space in the workspace that we're working.
You basically have one built into your comm link that you can just turn on. You just have to have that's what a lot of the anti-program have to keep people out of your shit. You just got to remember to turn it on, and Sam remembered to turn his on. Let's see.
Okay, when Sam turns that on, it copies the data, and then suggests that we get out of here so we can turn it back on and give Parcel a copy.
Okay, now you've got a copy of it. The thing is that the player, in order to actually hear it, you still have to mute the player. Don't ask me why, it's the way they wrote it into the damn game. Do you guys want to listen to what's on the disc, or do you want to just take your copies and go?
We don't want to listen to it here, but can we purchase the player and take it with us?
Roll 2 dice. The owner standing there watching you guys copy and kind of talk about it. He's out of the way, but he's being polite and staying back. But he's paying attention and watching you copy it and figure out what you want to do.
2 2s.
He says, sure, it'll cost you $4,000 if you want it right now.
Tacoma will pay from
Alrighty, take it off
her paycheck.
Yeah, take it out of your money there.
Yeah.
You've got it. You can do whatever you want with it. Go back to the apartment. You can do. You've got $14,000 worth of 50-year-old equipment.
Can we pick up Gondar on the way to apartment?
Absolutely.
Tacoma suggests that they pick up Gondar first and only then return to the apartment, and when they are all together, then listen to what's on the disc.
Sounds great. Gundar, you got a picture of your new tattoo yet?
Gundar got a very sweet tattoo.
You got a picture of it for us yet?
Unfortunately, Gundar does not have the picture. It is currently sealed underneath a healing pad. Gundar will reveal it next week once it's healed correctly.
That's great. When they swing by and pick you up from gun shop, basically. You want to describe how you look now?
Gundar emerges from the gun shop sporting a hefty backpack with a long-barreled cannon on his left shoulder. It is actually somewhat collapsible, but you can imagine that Gundar's overall size and lethality has increased a 9,000-fold.
Excellent.
Gundar grins a toothy grin and says, "What have you all been up to?"
We have been to the movies. Gondar, we are here to pick you up and return to the apartment if you're ready.
I hope Gundar's friends did not spend too much money on all this old style equipment in here. Gundar would have bartered with his fists.
You guys
Hey,
laughed.
you got your stuff. It was
As soon
it
as
was
I
my
get back
money.
into our
Gundar and just
studio,
says, "We know, Gundar. We know."
as soon as me and Nikki get back out into the ancient computers and cell phone collection, I've got like a evolution of the cell phone from big bag brick phones all the way down to the new ones, and we've got so much old computer shit out here that this old guy had. I'm looking forward to putting together, the cathode glow in my office so that you can see all the old shit, and it still works. That's the best part. Literally 50-year-old computer systems that are still working. All right. As far as now, you've got the disc in the machine. You're back at the apartment with the clips. Basically, what it is the disc has just got a weird formatting on it. How do you guys want to get set up to listen to it, play it, whatever you want to do? You guys are home with your team. Guessing set up on a table somewhere.
First we want to check about possible eavesdropping, even though we are home.
Eclipse.
And-
Eclipse will come out of her apartment room and she'll hear Tacoma asking about bugs and things like that.
Yeah.
And Eclipse will
okay.
confidently try to reply that the likely only bugs in here are ones that I've put down.
Tacoma rolls her eyes a bit and says, "That's very sweet, of course, but I don't think it's useful to assume that we are not being watched. I think it is useful to assume that we are being watched, and even though my perception might deceive me, I am advising others to check."
Sam
very
raises the
nice.
point of laser microphones and such recording from afar.
I don't know. That'd be something Keo would have to put straight. Like, is the apartment hang on. It's a lifestyle middle apartment. Is it likely to have sort of soundproof glass?
Yes, you're gonna have at a middle class level. You're gonna have either jamming, interference, a decent security system to keep out snooping. The windows will be set, with electronic interference, so you can't listen with the radio mic or anything like that. Your house is pretty secure.
Yeah.
Somebody can hack the systems, but just passively, you've got a pretty good system at a middle class.
All right, sweet. Yeah, Eclipse continues to act confidently, but she sort of slinks down. Like, she's proud of herself that she's managed to modify her gun correctly, and she slumps down onto the sofa and just sort of silently watches and listens to what the rest of the team does. Like, she does
that's
the
kind
usual.
of what Marcel's doing.
Yeah, she does the usual, offers everyone like food and drinks from the apartment kitchen, and she also mentions that everyone should feel at home enough now to just go for that shit anyway. Like, if they want something, it's there.
Exactly. When I get to your house, I'm just going to go in the fridge and start rummaging first thing.
Yeah, that's it. Get some popcorn to listen to the whatever it is we've got here.
There you go.
Sam raises another point. What if the device itself was bugged prior to us buying?
Good idea. You can use your comlink, no doubt, or a program, since you've already linked into it. Roll your perception and make sure that the device itself is good for you. I mean, you guys are a pretty good team. You haven't worked together, but you have equipment. You've got, Eclipse has a middle level, decent apartment.
Okay, you got a 2, a 4, and a 5.
Okay. You can tell there's not that the store owner didn't bug it to listen into what you have going on, as far as you can tell. I mean, you're not going to take apart the whole device, but just running your equipment, a scanner over it, you're not picking up any kind of bugs on it.
Yeah, Sam's pretty confident then we can watch this thing safely. Because any hastily installed bugs
Right.
But, wouldn't be well
Brown is
disguised.
interested in this music disc. He wants to hear the music himself too. Tacoma is more interested in, the ancient disc that it is and the ancient player. Once we're done, where she bought the player, it'll be something that you want to keep and hang on to listen to later. You may try to find some more discs, that kind of nonsense. Like finding an old 8-track player, and you're like, oh, I want to listen to some 8-tracks for a while, because people do dumb shit like that. So everybody's at the table, drinks ready to go. Are you gonna push? You want to listen to this thing, or what are you gonna do here? How are you gonna listen to the disc? Is my question. You've got copies and you've got the disc in the player.
The apartment's got a sound system you can hook it up to if it hasn't got any speakers.
Let's play a copy.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Tacoma is on full.
I can't tell you what you need to do.
Let's use Barcel's copy and listen it through the party systems.
Excellent. When you rehook up the machine, so it's you've got the disc sitting on the table so you can see it. When you hook it back up, what you get is you all stand around staring, patient. After a moment, the music begins to play. The pops and crackles are still... Oh, shit. Never mind. Back up. Went too far. Oh, there we go. When you begin playing it, you hear nothing but a series of electronic squeals, high-pitched pops, and other unpleasant noises, with the occasional tantalizing snippet of music punctuated by the occasional loud blast of guitar or voice for just a couple seconds at very low fidelity. It says only a second or two at a time, but long enough to identify Jet Black. Since, Barcel's heard his music, he can say, yes, that is Jet Black music. But every 10 seconds or so, you get a little bit of enough to tell who it is. It is quite obvious that the disc is encrypted, which means you won't be able to play it until you figure out how to unencrypt it. The album's called... The copy's encrypted, all of them, which means the disc is. Sam, since you're involved in this, roll your hacking skill for me.
Occasionally, as the disc's playing, we hear snippets of the song. I'm talking over you, Kira. I'm talking right over you. Occasionally, while he's rolling his dice, let's just have a little bit of fun here. Occasionally, as we hear little snippets of the track, we hear the playing Russian roulette on the highway to hell, because that was totally our hairband thing yesterday. Oh, he already.
That sounds great.
We're forming a hairband, by the way. You can be guitarist if you want.
Okay, I got a 1, a pair of 2s, a 3, and a 6.
1, a pair of 2s, a 3, and a 6. Well...
Can we do a combined skill check? Tacoma will amp it up with instruction.
Like cheering him on.
Even though...
Gotta have something that can help.
For example, let's say hacking alone didn't do it, but we're trying to. But if we were to somehow combine the players' properties, whatever, do that.
No. That's not the problem. It's playing fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your computer skill for me, Tacoma, since you do have it.
Computer 8 is...
Oh hell, roll your electronic warfare, why not? Yeah. Hey, you've actually got
do I
character
have it?
here.
Electronic warfare, exotic weapons, first aid, etiquette. No, I don't have electronic warfare, I have computers.
Whose am I looking at then?
Maybe I have changed it at some point, I don't know.
Look here. I'm looking at the wrong screen thing. Just roll a dozen dice for me. How about that? It's one of your skills done on your skill sheet, page 2. Roll me a dozen dice.
Okay.
Gundar, as far as the music goes, it's annoying. It just sounds like you're listening to literally a broken record.
Gundar will walk onto the patio then.
I
mean, we've got the volume turned down, but it sounds like you're listening to a very up record.
Okay, so I got 2 1s, 1 2, 3 3s, 1 4, 1 5, 4 6s, bitches.
Yes, nicely done.
4 6s. How many 2? How many 1s? Sorry.
2 and 1 2.
But 4 6s, that's good enough. Basically, the problem is when the file played, you can tell that the way the encryption is, that it actually has a double encryption, because that's fun. That when you, once you unlock the first encryption on it, it's going to lock it in such a way that even if you unlock the second set, if you unlock the first, fucks it up so that when you unlock the second, it wipes the disk. It kills the programming. You have to unlock both of them together at the same time. The game says it's like using 2 locks to open a door. If you open one lock, you can crack the door, but then when you open the other one, it erases all the fucking data.
It's like those nuclear keys that you have to turn at once.
Right. You can absolutely, since you have copies, unlock the first set and listen to it, but if you do, you're gonna fuck up the copy. It's a good thing you didn't stick the disc in, or you would have fucked up the disc with the first encryption.
Also, since we have the device, the disc, and the cable, we can actually make more copies right now.
Absolutely, and Barcel has already, because we're going to be playing with it, he's got a couple, and he's got his computer program working on the encryption already. DR can absolutely work on the encryption, but just to save some time, once the first one is unlocked, you got to have the second. And the way it's written like in Linux or something that doesn't exist. It's as high tech as modern stuff, but it's still different enough and unique enough that you can't just unlock the fucking the program. You gotta find somebody that has the key codes to get into it. That's why I said the rest of this game is just retarded as far as you've got to track down a bunch of people to see if you can get the key code to unlock the disc.
Yeah, when it's mentioned that somebody needs to have the keys and there have to be intense hacking skills involved, Tacoma's thoughts immediately go to that strange woman they let go. The contact that didn't leave any actual contacts.
We got Zipper too.
The other Shadowrunner.
Yep.
Yeah, you get the feeling after, because I think Nux brought it up. Hey, didn't everybody have an ID tag in them? You didn't ever take the one out of that chick, so she's probably dead in a ditch somewhere by now.
Okay.
Since she still had her RFID from Shangri-La.
Unless you wanted us to think that
there
she
you
was
go.
killed. Because that's what they think. That's what they want you to think.
So what? Are we gonna go try and find Zipper instead then?
No, what
read the messages.
Barcel says that Zipper's probably she skipped town. When he called the Cathode Glow to get everything set up to come see him, Zipper had left a message, saying that we're good people and that she's going to Lone Star, she's going to New York, she's getting out of Seattle.
Okay, yeah. That's fair enough then. Basically everyone you've met, they're contacts, but they're not a factor in the game anymore.
But what he says is, go take a look at Carrion, see if anybody's hanging around there that might know something. Beyond that, we can maybe try tracking down Jet Black himself. Going to Carrion's going to be the easiest way to see who was working there at the time. But beyond that, we've got copies. We can absolutely go give the disc to Mr. Johnson, and then work the what's on it angle ourselves.
When Barstool says this, Eclipse completely agrees. She's like, if we can work both angles here. We can get paid for the job, and potentially whatever that entails, and we'll come to that in a minute. Or, and it's not an or situation anymore. It's and we can also track down the stuff on the disc on our own time, so we can get paid. We can finish the job, pay off Mr. Johnson, or get Mr. Johnson happy. It'll be sweet. And then we can get on this on our own, and we're not stepping on anyone's toes then. It's on our own backs, not as Shadowrunners, just as people.
The only problem with that is the information has to stay within our group. If we try to resell to somewhere else, we're going to have to be looking over our shoulders for, whoever hired Darius to, come fuck us over if we sell the same information he's planning on selling.
Yeah,
if you just want to hear Jet Black music, it's a collector's item, we'll have a copy. But we can't go selling it to somebody else.
There was also the clause in the contract, even though the contract was made in bad faith and is therefore null and void. There was the clause that we were to destroy copies.
Is it?
Exactly, but that's the thing. If we keep copies, we just can't tell anyone we have them. It would be for.
Eclipse asked Sam, "Is there any way he'd know that we'd copied this?"
Sam, from what you can tell, there's no way to, that we've copied the disc. There's no way that it's marked the disc to. Basically, no. There's no way to tell he's copied it. We've copied it.
All right.
Unless we sell it to somebody and they say, "Hey, I bought it from Eclipse." As long as you don't resell it, you're good on that. Let me go use the restroom while you guys talk it over, because I'll listen to the audio again later.
All right.
So another additional idea, I will have Tacoma to come up with an additional idea that since they now know that Johnson was kind of isn't part of the deception as much, what if they would explain the part that the deal isn't what is advertised. That they would. What's happening?
I think Keo's shouting at something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Basically, the idea is that we would bring the topic up with Johnson, whatever his real name is. To inform him that that the deal that we made and that we are now honoring should actually be void because the information was less than truthful. But if he might perhaps be interested in pursuing this further, or to also help us figure some shit out. Like basically have him address the situation that the job was given on false premise.
Eclipse doesn't. She shakes her head. She's like, "No, I think we should just this." Mr. Johnson is probably just doing it because he works for like record labels and things like that. Like Barstool checked him out and found all this stuff about like record labels and things like that. So there's a good chance he just wants it so he can use it for his own either personal gain or whatever. But we should still just honour the thing entirely and not bring him in on any extra stuff that we're doing. Just give him the disc, say our goodbyes to him, and then pursue this as a team.
No, the idea is not to. What?
Barstool says that that where it's a music disc, whoever the mysterious employer for Darius is, where Darius has music contacts, the guy's after a music disc. Darius was just the best option. If he was after guns, it would probably be, Juan Sancho that we'd be dealing with as Mr. Johnson instead of, a music guy. But
what about telling the Johnson the disc is encrypted, but for an additional fee we can try and track down stuff.
You can absolutely pass that message on to him. He did leave you contact information, so you can call Darius and say, hey, we've got the disc, it's encrypted. Do you want us to try to break it, or do you want us to just bring it to you, kind of thing?
Can we meet him face to face?
Give him a call and find out.
Alright, yeah, we're good. I look round at the team, and I say to them, none of you call him Darius. The last thing we need him to find out is that we've been snooping about behind his back as well. Right. Eclipse is in one of those weird moods where she's sort of going along with this to see where it leads, but at the same time, she's a bit annoyed, and she's also happy that everything with her tinkering earlier worked out successfully, so that's cool. But, yeah, so she's gonna look around
Parcel
at the team
opens the door and says, hey, Gundar, you want to call Mr. Johnson and let him know that we've got it and that it's fucked up, or what do you think we should do, Gundar? Let's get you in on this.
Gundar will make phone call if Gundar is needed to make phone call.
No, you don't have to. Do you think we should? Do you think we should call him and do this, and keep with the disc, or what do you want to do? Other than throwing pennies off a 100-story balcony to hit cars.
Gundar believes that we should fulfill contract and move on to next job.
Alrighty. Oh. Eclipse, you're the leader. What are we doing?
Okay, we're calling the Johnson, and we're going to deliver this disc, and we're going to mention to him that we know it's encrypted, and potentially offer our services in that area as well, if he needs them.
Alrighty. Let me grab some actual dice.
Alright.
I found an app for the phone, but the phone's across the room.
This is a bit of a risk here. This is all going to depend on how well these dice come out.
Yeah. My computer. It might as well be a fucking, or my phone, it might as well be. Excellent. That's a good idea, DR. Alright, you call Mr. Johnson and he says, what the fuck are you doing? I'm busy.
We'd just like to arrange a time to meet. Sorry to catch you at a bad time.
You get voicemail.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Alright, well in that
You guys
case, yeah,
get
we just leave a
voicemail at the
message.
moment. But as soon as you hang up the phone, you realize that you missed a message on it. Somehow, through like a Dropbox that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a message now that we have skipped so much of this shit real quick.
Oh, God.
No, we can always come back to it.
Alright.
Since you guys still want to decrypt it, figure out the disk. But, gotta find the right thing here. Come on, cooperate. There we go. Your phone call is... It's weird how I've got an echo and I can hear you.
Is it seriously coming from me?
Yeah,
what it is,
every time someone
headphones.
speaks, you're transmitting, and we're getting their voice back.
Let me
Yes.
try, hang on, let me turn on echo reduction then in that case.
There's about a full second delay and then I can hear myself.
Alright, hang on, let me play back. Echo reduction. Echo cancellation, I guess?
Yeah, that's what I did. Your voicemail says, good evening, says the voice on the other end. Deep, male, and obviously processed.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's got voice encryption. Even still, roll, since you're listening, roll your perception for me. While you do that, the voicemail continues. I've heard you have an item I'm interested in. I've also heard that you're already being paid to provide this item to someone else. Before you do that, though, I'd like the opportunity to speak with you. I'm quite sure I can make you a significant better offer for the item in question if you'll just agree to hear me out. So that's just all your voicemail is, and it's a contact Dropbox. It says, I know you've got the disc. I would like it. I know you've tried to give it to somebody else, but I'll pay you more money. And then, depending on what your perception roll says,
I have to roll perception, yeah?
Please.
Or everybody rolls, or what?
No, just since he's listening to the voicemail before he shares it with everybody.
Okay, I got 1 1, 3 5s, and 2 6s.
Okay, you can tell that even though it's, garbled, that it's been processed, that it's probably, the voice is very familiar, like something you've heard recently.
But I don't know who that voice is.
No,
What's
but it's
your
extremely
name?
familiar. If you play it for everybody else, the group can tell that it's probably Jet Black, even with in the where he tried to disguise his voice with pops and crackles. It makes it easier for you to tell it's him because of the shitty quality of the disc.
Alright, so Barsil, I guess, tells Eclipse that, hey, that's Jet Black. I'd know that voice anywhere.
Jet Black wants to buy his disc back from you.
Alright.
And he's got a drop box, and he says, if you want to make more money from me buying my shit back, contact me and we'll get together.
See, after Eclipse has let the team listen to the message a couple of times, she says, we're in a really sticky position here, because if we've already taken money for the job from Mr. Johnson, we're not reneging on that. But this Jet Black guy, if he's alive, then and we deny him this, we're going to make a serious enemy in life. So we need to think about what we're doing here. But I'm still saying we take it back to the Johnson.
I'm going to mute my mic real quick so I can type.
Right.
Or to answer DR's question, you might be able to get him to do that, but not knowing who Darius's employer is, the employer may be one of the, the dragons like Gunkel Zan or whatever his name is, who has more information. He may have already talked to a producer somewhere and know that this unreleased disc is out. They've left it where, not knowing who his employer.
You just muted your speaker or microphone.
Yeah, you just muted yourself mid-sentence.
Where's he gone? Keo!
Before he said he's gonna mute until he types, but...
Who's JB? Is that Johnson?
Jet Black.
Oh, okay.
I just turned my sound off, apparently.
Yeah.
Gremlins!
Yes, gremlins. But again, you can absolutely still double-cross your Johnson. It happens. But either way, you're going to make an enemy right now at this point, either in Jet Black or your Johnson and his employer. And you can always call, Barstow say, you can always call Johnson and have him come with us. I mean, maybe he wants to make some more money off of his disc.
We need to know more.
I'm going to pause my mic and then move to the other room. I'm about to get invaded with a child.
Okay. There are a couple of ways we can do this then. There's the way that's just been outlined here by taking Mr. Johnson with us to go and meet Jet Black or whatever. There's also the potential that we can give it to Mr. Johnson and then, like, this is the lowest reward scenario for us, this one. We can give the disc to Mr. Johnson and just tell Jet Black that it's been sent to Mr. Johnson or given to Mr. Johnson. And explain that we, as Shadowrunners, need to maintain our reputation of getting the job done. Like, instead of earning loads of money, this will still earn us our reputation as solid people to be able to employ, but at the same time, Jet Black doesn't quite get what he wants.
Let's get our confrontation on. This is where Tacoma basically... I don't have a good word for this, but she's getting some venom on. So you mean we need to be like... We need to have our reputation as proper sellouts? Have you worked as a corporate goon so long that you no longer realize the true value of decent information.
I think what he's saying is he's not going corporate. He's gonna do doing and pay the Johnson, and then you're not paying, but paid. Complete the job. Get a good rep for completing the job, even though there's better money out there.
Yeah, Eclipse is looking out for the team right now. Regardless of what happens with the Johnson, she's looking out, making sure that the team can still get jobs in the future.
How about we offer that we can put Jet Black in touch with the Johnson?
Yeah, that was one of the options that I said.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because it's so different than what the game wants to railroad you into. You know, contact the Johnson and let him know you've got another offer, but you still want to work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can get another little bit of money out of it.
And then
you know,
after all said and done,
and Barstow says is that Darius is a good guy. You know, if you're open and honest and tell him what's going on, you know, there's no telling what'll happen. But he's a good guy. He's going to help you out.
All right.
So basically, the very same. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but basically the very same scenario that that you refused before to bring up the nature of the deal with the Johnson is what you are suggesting now.
The situation's changed,
Sounds about
though,
right.
Isn't it? Like
Yeah,
Jet
this was
Black
real
is
good on working on your morals.
And
Eclipse doesn't quite see how anything's changed. She's still focused on getting the job done. She doesn't really see how she's any different.
And this is where Tacoma points out that the genuine information that like the whole situation of the guy who was supposed to be dead and rumored to be maybe something else has now apparently risen from the grave and expressed his interest in the thing. Whose echo is this?
Still Noxus.
Zindar, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, I wasn't finished. I was just distracted by the echo.
Sorry.
Basically, Tacoma is pointing out that that this is a culturally very significant moment right now, and by simply turning in the disc without any further negotiation or any further questioning, or not even trying to look any further, we are selling us all short, and we are selling history short.
Oh no, we're still planning on hacking the disc. We're just gonna do it behind the Johnson's back and not tell him we're doing it.
Are we now?
Yeah, that was the plan. We're still going to carry on with this. We just want to get the job off our books, and
yeah, we're gonna go get paid, and then we'll deal with the data and information. And that's pretty common with Shadowrunners. You know, they'll have
how is double crossing a corporate troll good for their team? Good
no, we're not double crossing him.
He doesn't know.
He's getting exactly what he wants.
Yeah, he gets what he wants. As long as we don't take the information, you know, take the music files, if we decrypt them and release it on the internet the next day, we're good. But, you know, a lot of Shadowrunners, they'll get like schematics for like a new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go build the weapon themselves for their use, but still sell the schematics to, you know, as technology from Enrakru. But they'll keep a copy for themselves so they can have the gun.
Glorious payday, yo.
You know, we're not getting a gun, we're getting some 50-year-old music.
So, before we let
the
Johnson...
odds of us getting killed for keeping this information is very slim. It's a, like I said, it's a Tupac CD.
So before we let Johnson know that we have the disk, it's encrypted, and we offered to decrypt it, and he has received that message by now, and now we're just gonna, oh, here it is, never mind, bye bye.
No.
Is that what
Johnson
they're
knows
saying?
we want to meet.
Yeah, we
That's
didn't
all
give
was
him.
discussed. We just said, hey, we want to meet.
Didn't give him any details over the phone, just we want to meet up.
Right. And then while he was
Sam
checking his
would like to
phone, there's this
suggest-
other message, give you more money.
Yeah, Sam would suggest that we speak to Jet Black first and tell him that we won't break our original deal, but we will put you in contact with the Johnson if you want to work out something with our employer.
Okay.
Yeah, and Takuma is also very much on board with talking to Jet Black first. Not bringing any copies, not jeopardizing the data, but at least finding out what his deal is.
All right. Keep in mind that we should know it's Jet Black, just the way our situation works. You do. So if you do talk to Johnson about it, it's up to you if you say, "Hey, Jet Black's called us, wants his disc back."
Oh no.
And keep in mind, it's Jet Black's. He gave it to Loomis's father as a gift. It actually is Jet Black's property, and he's willing to buy it back. So, moral dilemma, just it's up to you guys how you do it. There is no wrong answer.
Well, we definitely shouldn't reveal the existence of Jet Black.
Yes.
That's
agreed.
Valuable information.
I like that. See, that's why I like you guys. We're not going to reveal Jet Black's deep dark secret.
Not that I have any clarity right now what the options even were, because like on one moment he said one option was the good one, and then like, oh no, but we are doing exactly the other thing. Player confusion.
Oh, I think the good one meant we go to Mr. Johnson and we
honor the original deal.
We take him with us to see Jet Black and try and get extra money from them dealing and be like a middleman sort of thing.
I'm going to mute my mic so that I can type with...
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we should actually meet in person. I think we should do it over a comm link or, some other means. But it has to be secure, obviously.
So the team are going with the idea of contacting Jet Black somehow, yeah?
Well, his offer was to talk to him first before we continue the sales negotiations or the sales deal, and Takuma definitely agrees that we should hear him out first.
Eclipse agrees, but also says that whatever happens, we're still going to honour the original deal. She is met by a wave of stony silence, takes herself off to the kitchen to make a coffee.
And keep in mind that Jet Black knows that someone else has already offered the money, which is why he's willing to offer so much more for it. I mean, he may not know it's Darius, but he knows that somehow that you guys have it, you've been paid to get it. And he just doesn't want someone else making money off of his name. Especially since he's undead now.
Yeah. So this is the point that I want to make on behalf of Tacoma, is that the Jet Black making contact with Jet Black is not about the money. It's about the this is a cultural thing, or like sanctity of the original data. Like I don't have the good words for it, but basically.
Yes, that this music needs to be out there for people to enjoy.
Yeah, like it's this is bigger than one Record Shark's job.
Says, so you want us to decode it and just publicly release it on Facebook? We could do that and piss everybody off and not get paid at all.
No, that's the failsafe. if they gonna mess with us.
Dead mount switch.
Yep.
Barstool, since he's working on it on the side, says that he does have the first layer of encryption broken on one of the copies. If you want to hear the actual music and see about it, he's over there because he's excited about the music. He's over there playing on the computer and trying to get it where you can hear it. Kind of pretty much ignoring the conversation, saying, "I don't care. We'll just." What I typed in there is what he agrees with. You get ahead of Mr. Johnson. let him know that someone else has offered to double the money, who want to work with Johnson. However, the new buyer has a legitimate claim, and that we know that his story was complete bullshit. Where do you want to meet so you can pay us?
Eclipse agrees to Barseal's statement, apart from the whole letting him know that his story was bullshit thing.
Alright, well, whenever you guys are ready to call him again, or message him or whatever, let me know.
Well, he's got a message from us, right?
Right.
So he could call us back at any time. Like, we don't want to irritate him. We don't want to, just because he could be busy. So we'll listen to the music that Barcel's got sorted.
Yeah, at least let us satisfy our immediate curiosity.
Yeah, definitely.
And
this
copy
that Barcel's got is going to get wiped, but we've still got loads of other copies, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Alright, sweet.
You know, like when you're saving a game and modding it, you save it off, you mod it, and you can always go back.
Uh-huh. Alright, cool. Just making sure.
See what I can find here.
You need to find a sample off that Wu-Tang album that came out, you know, like the one that's only one in existence.
I had one, but I lost it. I wanted to see if there was actually, Jet Black music available.
Oh, okay.
There's Jet Black Cat, there's Jet Black Heart, which is like crap. I had sent one before, but I've lost it. But anyway, what the text, what I've got. La 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 la. You stand around staring anticipation. Like, come on, Barcel, hurry the fuck up. We got shit to do.
Jetpack free MP3 downloads.
Yes. After a moment, the music begins to play. The pops and quality hasn't gotten a whole lot better, but now you can clearly make out the melody and even some of the lyrics of the songs. Because it's not quite screamo, but it's pretty irritating. It says the music is haunting, hard-edged rock with a effective tone, heavy on synths and melancholy, atmospheric backgrounds. It's Nirvana on presence. The singer is male, obviously jet black, and his voice is perfect for this kind of sound. Deep, melodic, and just enough rough edge so that you can tell he's been through a lot in his 18 years. You recognize the style as one that hasn't been popular for several years. But even though it's not what you're used to grooving to, the sounds are infectious. You sit spellbound through 7 songs, each one the same blend of rock riffs and contemplating angsty sadness. Feel like you're listening to someone's psychoanalysis session set to music. The talent is unmistakable. It says more on... Scroll down to where it's the other things. You've done that already.
Occasionally, Eclipse will take sound recordings off her comlink.
Yeah, and he shows you that once it plays through, now that he's decrypted it, that the file has wiped itself.
Okay.
As far as being able to further encrypt it. But he's got more copies.
Yeah.
The encryption is working. Once you decode it, you can't further decode it with, erasing the copy. So it's a good thing you didn't use the actual disk. He says, yeah, this is obviously, it's going to be worth quite a bit of money once we can figure out. Because the extra decoding, what they did was do, it's basically like BTL, the music and the programming gets into your brain. It makes you angsty and sad. And it says the disc contains 7 files, each one an old-style audio-only song. Obviously, the sensory emotional parts are locked to second-level encryption. The songs range from introspective and angsty ballads to more hard-edge rock numbers. It's difficult to make out the lyrics because of the low fidelity. It says it's no garage band bunch of teenagers. It's obviously jet black. And that it's all about the futility of life, the fear of death, desire for immortality, undeath, vampirism, and then living in the shadows of the night through the 7 songs. Barcel says it's obviously something he did after, if he became a vampire, it makes sense, because it's this would be something he did after he became a vampire and before. So, which is probably why it was never released. So, while you're doing that, Mr. Johnson calls you and says, "Hey fuckers, you want to get paid?" I rolled 4 5s and a 6. Let me read through this real quick. Yeah, he I'm extremely happy you found it. Tell me what happened. Is it in good condition? Does it work? Did you get the thief? Did you get the person who? What happened? What do you guys got going on so far? He's in a great mood, obviously.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, Eclipse. Oh, whoa. It's well, where to begin? Yeah. So we should. Loomis was the thief, right? Loomis came into possession of the disc.
He was not the thief. He got it from his father.
So his father was the thief.
No.
Is this what you're telling Johnson already, or is this what you're thinking out loud before?
Thinking out loud beforehand.
Ah, okay.
The disc was never stolen.
This is out of character.
Okay, so the disc, but he told us the story. So technically, he sent us on a job that we couldn't complete because if there was no thief, then we couldn't, no thief for us to get.
Yeah,
so
Loomis's father was given the guy that got killed in the junkyard.
Mm-hmm.
His father got the disc as a gift from Jet Black when he worked at the studio. His father was a talent scout, and was given the disc as a gift back in 2042, whatever it was. So he came upon it. Loomis's father got it legitimately. When Loomis's father died, Loomis was digging through a desk. It recognized what it was, trying to make some money off of it, and died.
Okay.
Somehow.
I mean, you can absolutely tell Johnson that. He may not know that he's been set up. It's however you want to handle it.
Read the message.
Read the message. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to say we got the thief. We're going to say the person we found in possession of the disc, who we believe took it, is no longer with us. He is gone. It's not a problem anymore. He's dead. And should also say the disc is in fantastic condition. And the disc is accessible, but it needs a bit more work.
Okay.
Like the disc is in perfect condition, and if we can meet, we can discuss it further.
Says that's not a problem.
Alright, cool.
He says, "Is anyone else, let you know that they're after the disc? Anything else going on that I need to know about regarding this thing before we get together?"
After he asked this, Eclipse takes a second to think, and she's like, "I'm not, like Sam said, not going to mention him by name." She is going to say, "There has been other interest, but I'd rather talk to you in person than over the comm about this. Like, this is something we need to do face to face. We're still going to honour our original agreement, but there is more information that you need to know."
Alright, give me just a second here.
What was the facepalm for? What did I do wrong this time?
You gave away the idea that there was. Yes, you gave away the idea that there was somebody else interested. We were our plan was to, or our suggestion was to talk to Jet Black first, and only then give any information away to Johnson.
Well, it's okay. He expects that there's somebody else interested in it, the way Shadowrunning works. He gives you an address. Meet him, since it's oddball the way this is working.
Mm-hmm. We don't have to go and meet him straight away, though, do we?
No. But
Okay,
he says if you want to meet him right away, he's got money, he's ready to pay you.
Mm-hmm.
He just gives you a address for a decent, cafe type place down on.
All right, cool.
God damn it, I can't remember what it's called. Down by the fish market and in the fish market mall. He's got a. He tells you just meet me at 4 o'clock, but gives you a time and a place to meet him that's public and safe and got pretty good coffee.
We've got a few hours before that has to happen, though, right?
Yeah, he says he'll give you a couple hours to get your shit together and get on over there, but
all right.
He says just be sure to be there. If you have any problems, call him because he will be there.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, and then I say we'll see you there. Take it easy.
Before he hangs up, so did you guys have any additional expenses? Did it cost you anything to get the disc that I need to know about? Do I need to bring more money?
Eclipse looks at Tacoma, rolls her eyes, and she's like, I'm going to have to check with my accountant. And then sort of says, I'll catch you later, bye. And then just
you can feel him grinning on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
Thinking, I'm giving you a chance to screw me over. How are you going to play it?
I need to talk with the other people in my group who are a bit more ruthless at this.
Tacoma folds her arms and just stares. I mean, she already made a decision to pay it off from her own check before. So this isn't the question.
Oh no, that wasn't. No, that wasn't that. That was just any other, because this is
okay.
Eclipse can't think on the phone right now. So what she's doing is she's passing it off, and she's looking at you and thinking, right, we're obviously gonna have a talk about this. So before Eclipse jumps into any rash decisions, approach it as from a sensible point of view before Eclipse just sort of fucks it all over. And
you've got at least $5,000 for the player and the chords, which you can absolutely, give to him for $5,000.
Yeah, but that wasn't the intended thing. Like, there are other expenses we might have accrued on this thing that Eclipse just can't think of now, while she's got, she's just heard the haunting tones of Jet Black, and she's rather moved by it all.
Yes.
And she can't think straight right now.
While you're on the phone, it's a hard time to think, well, it was $50 for the ammunition to shoot those guys, plus repairing the bullet holes, plus Sam's body wound, all that adds
that's
up.
something she's going to discuss with the team before she fucking ruins it up on the phone. It's all good.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay,
so, what do you guys do now? About time for some action of some sort. Depends on how you guys go. Poor Gundar's just standing around going, God, this sucks today. Grunt.
Can Basil take the original copy of the disc and everyone else take copies? Because Basil's quite a big guy, right? He'd be able to defend the disc if anything went wrong.
Yes, he's actually taller and heavier than Gundar, but he looks human.
Okay. And he's got no cyberware, right?
Correct.
Okay.
In one of the other books, he's basically a Nordic troll, which makes him look like the Norse gods. They're really tall. They've got beards. They don't have the horns.
The red beard and everything. You showed us the picture. I should probably, when it comes to the videos, I should probably put character. Well, if you've uploaded character pictures, let's say that he looks a bit like this and looks a bit like that, just explaining it, then I can definitely put those pictures up so people can get an idea of what we've seen as well.
Right. Okay. Gundar's troll of action. Sorry, Gundar. At least I warned you that it was going to be this kind of a session.
So, Bastial gets the original copy of the disc and is asked to look after it securely, and then everyone else gets a copy for themselves, just to look after in case, say 4 of us get destroyed by a grenade, at least one of us is still going to have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me roll a couple things real quick. Well, you guys figure out. So it's like, hey, I have an idea, and he starts typing on his fucking little laptop thingy.
Okay, cool.
So what is everyone else doing?
That good, huh?
Other than eating crisps.
I'm not eating crisps. I'm sorry. Is that actually? Can you actually hear that? Holy shit! I'm so sorry.
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
We've been hearing it for a long time now.
Okay, you guys gonna? What's next? Are you gonna contact Jet Black, or are you gonna have Arian, or are you gonna? What are you guys gonna do?
Is that any better?
I think so. Ask again.
If you're still
Okay.
getting crisp, then no, we
Echo
can't
now.
hear you.
I hear my echo now.
Oh,
I'm good over here.
Alright, well look.
Absolutely.
Alright, well I've just gone push to talk, so there you go.
Alrighty. But what's your plan now that you've got your Johnson meet 4 hours? Let's you gonna get a hold of Jet Black, or what's the next step of what you want to do?
I asked Sam to see if he can trace Jet Black at all.
I don't know, can he?
Before we sell out more.
Well, obviously, Sam or Jet Black must have given us some way to contact him.
Yes, it's basically an email Dropbox. That's, it says, hey, if you're interested, let me know here, and then I'll tell you where to meet me.
Alright, yeah, we respond to that.
Yeah, we should go to that meet.
What time is it? Let's say it is... That sucks. It's about 1 in the afternoon right now.
Alright, yeah, we contact Jet Black and meet him, or get the place to go meet him, and then go meet him.
Alright, where he wants to meet you is going to be at midnight in a giant cemetery in the middle of...
We need to get the message to Jet Black that we now have a 4-hour window to meet him, or we will be bound by the deal that has been done on behalf of us and sealed on behalf of us. So if we're gonna talk to him, it's gonna have to be within the next few hours.
Yeah, agreed. So I'm gonna leave it up to Sam to get that message across.
We can arrange a meeting on the ground if that suits his biology better. But at this point, we have painted ourselves into corner, and even though we are willing to hear from him, we only have a 4-hour window.
Okay, do you actually... do you convey that thought into a message for him?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because he's a little surprised that you get a message back right away, and it says, I don't understand what you mean, unfound in physiology, but he says, he says, I can't meet you any sooner, I'm busy today, that's the soonest I can get with you. He says, thanks anyway, he says, I'll retrieve the disc. Bye.
Alright, fine, well then I guess...
I feel we missed an important word there at the end.
Acquiring my disc. Which is kind of an asshole thing to say, since now...
Yeah, but it cleans our hands, doesn't it? I mean, if we give it to the Johnson and then, we just go do our thing, the Johnson's the one who's going to get hit for the disc and not us. Hands clean!
Right. And this is how you take care of your people, little Miss Ranraku. Let me get that insult out now that I have been preparing. So, as they say, Renrakana inadatta Renrakana ninarimasu. Once a Renraku dog, always a Renraku dog. Filling contracts, selling out.
We're not I don't know where you've got this idea that we're failing the contract. I'm really not following you.
Yeah, you're actually honoring the contract quite well.
No, that's the point. We are honoring the contract too well.
Ah, too well.
We are rolling over to a bad faith contract without seeking
my queue doesn't work.
the better options in between.
Sorry, my fucking queues aren't wiring. Anyway, yeah, Barstow doesn't give a shit. It's whatever you. It's like if we're gonna go get paid, then hell, let's go get paid.
Let's go get paid.
All right.
Sam raises the point. Should we tell the Johnson about this, or should we just let him get hit without knowing?
At this point, it would be better to inform him.
Yeah.
Like, we have already screwed ourselves over, and we have already given him a little bit too much too soon. So we might as well inform him fully of the situation. Well, not that the Jet Black is doing this, but the situation that we have been contacted by another interested party.
An unknown third party.
Yeah, an unspecified third party who will no doubt be tracking us and targeting the copy. Like, inform him that we are together in a wedgie.
We just lost Gundar.
Oh.
Is his time up? Is time up?
No, he usually says when his time's about to be up.
Yeah.
I guess he kind of got bored since there was literally nothing for him to do.
I know, and it sucks because now there is something for him to do. Let me see if I can. That sucks. Let me see if I can get a hold of him. You two next. He might answer you if he's mad at me.
I don't think he's mad at us. I think he's mad at the Canadian US Postal Service.
Yes, I agree. My computer to work faster than slow. Every ad has to load first. But that gets me back.
Magic.
But anyway, depending on what he says will depend. We have some time. If Gundar's not going to be involved, I don't want to do the action fight scene that could possibly happen. We could go and do some, background data hacking instead. I just want to see if what's going on. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
Once.
We wouldn't leave without him.
Exactly. Or we wouldn't, we wouldn't risk a fight without him anyway. Because he's our mobile, bigger and heavier, but he's not much for the fighting if he can help it. Well, I guess until we hear back, I'm going to go pee again because I'm drinking energy drinks.
Ah.
Oh, you don't have to pee. Let me fix that. You can pee 20 times in 5 minutes. But
I know this feeling well.
If we don't hear back from him soon, we'll go to Carrion Studios and work that part of the actual game manual for a while.
All right, cool. I haven't had to roll many dice today.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Hello.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll go do the Carrion Studios thing. He may have a weather issue or a connection issue, or
He's got chores to do around the house.
yeah, he is married, so that does happen. Oh, there he is.
Adult thing. Like putting on your pants.
Yes.
Unlike us.
No, I'm wearing pants.
I'm wearing a negative number of pants, so I'm making up for it.
Can't type.
-4 pants.
Alright, yeah. Like Dave said, he's got shit to do today.
Oh.
It happens when you're a grown up. Tired of being a grown up. Alright, well then we'll go to Carrion Studios.
Alright, cool.
We'll just throw everybody into our new Range Rover, since there's only 4 of us now. Leave. Yeah, there's only 4 of us.
Is it a Rover or is it a Range Rover?
It's a Rover 2068. I sent a picture to it in the Google Drive.
Oh, is that the big metal armored thing?
Yes, it looks like
Alright,
that.
cool.
And that's an actual vehicle now, but it's basically what the Rover 2068 looks like. Someone took a Shadowrun idea and made a car out of it.
Alright, cool. I can drive unless Barcel wants to drive.
Yeah, it don't matter. Carrion Studios. Let's see. And what we've got, what led us there, is that Loomis's father worked there. And we know from Loomis's story that he got the disc from JB, from Jet Black, as repayment for a favor. And that he probably would have known the producer, mixer, other bands, you know, maybe a girlfriend that Jet Black had, somebody that might be able to get the key to unlock this thing a little better. You know, someone that put the decryption in it in the first place. As you guys drive, damn it, Barcel will give you some of the background that you wouldn't get otherwise. Like I said, when I post this to Google Drive, you'll see all the background shit that's like, why do you even do this shit to me? Anyway, Carrion Studio, kind of like, what the fuck is it? Empire Records out there in LA, that round record building that's dead now. It was kind of like that. Birthplace to some of Seattle's hottest recordings. Now, though, 20 years later, it's long gone. When you arrive at the address, you have to check it again to make sure you're in the right place. And Barcel, he pretty well directs you right there. He's been there before. He said, it's hard to believe this used to be the hottest recording studio in the Plex. This building looks like it's about to be condemned. It's rotting and crumbling, and all its windows are broken out and boarded up. The upper, 4 stories have been burned into the lower floors. Whatever it used to be in its heyday, it's been replaced by something that looks like it's waiting for the vultures to drag it away. He said they fell on hard times in the mid-2060s, that their management was better at recording music than they were at paying bills. And, a bunch of the management was skimming from the studio's coffers to fund their various drug, gambling, and BTL habits. Its once famous building is crumbling and rude. A low-end studio has taken its place in the basement. When you find the address, they find a crumbling, what's left of a 2-story, it's only got 2 stories left, with the stairway leading down into the basement. In peeling letters, and there is no AR here. Normally there's AR everywhere. There isn't any here. The sign on the door reads Healy Productions, and the door is not locked. When you guys walk in from somewhere in the back part of the underground of the building, you can hear the muffled strains of what sounds like some pretty awful music. Healy Productions is so hard up that they basically support themselves to anyone who walks through the door with some money. When you walk in, the room's empty except for a diseased plant and a couple of dusty chairs. And the desk is a gum-chewing... Where'd it go? Teenage dwarf girl wearing Dwarf Girls Dig It in the Dark Cavern t-shirt. stretched tight across her chest, and bright teal. She's a tacky little girl. She's listening to a Simpsons player, and when she walks up, she looks extremely surprised, turns it off, and says, "Hey, how can I help you?" They get in the dark cavern. She looks at Tacoma, since you're the only other dwarf. You've got an elf and a troll and an orc with you.
Yeah, Tacoma tries to not act as anxious as she feels right now, and says like, "Oh, hey, is this the old studio?"
Because we have a studio back in the back.
Yeah, we heard that this studio was operational like 20 years ago, and a friend
It's
of
like
mine,
20 years. I wasn't even born.
a friend of ours passed away, and he worked here, and we kind of wanted to check out his place, and also we kind of need some data to access.
She's like, I don't know, dudes. You guys are. Oh, I don't know. Parcel's like, hey, Carrion Studios, the upper floors. Anybody here that knows about that? Dude, that was like ancient Beethoven and shit, man.
Oh, are there any of those ancient people here?
As you say that, it says an old orc man pokes his head through an open doorway at the mention of Carrion Studios and says, "Did you say Carrion Studios?" Fucking stupid writing. He's carrying a push broom and looks like a janitor. He's wearing, the khakis and a big ring of keys to body with. He says the orc will look at the team a little nervously, but he doesn't seem overly concerned by their tough appearances. He says, "Yeah, just ignore her. She's like, I think she's thoroughly brains half fried. I'm sorry. Come on in here. I've got some coffee." And he says, "Yeah, I'm Stanley Lasky, and I worked for Tyrion back in the day." Dinging me. Yeah, Scruffy the janitor is right. Yeah, it's this old kind of smelly, half-drunk orc janitor. No offense to the orcs. He says, "I used to be a junior recording engineer here. I used to help run the machines and shit. And unfortunately, when says shit, I can't remember her name. It started with a D. When she got into her damn BTL habit and killed us, studio was bought out. I stayed on. I'm here." Says I wasn't. Blah blah blah. Says, yeah, when the studio started going downhill, I couldn't find any other job, so I said, fuck it, I'll sweep floors for the next 20
you ever
years.
work
Holy
with...
shit, I've been a janitor for 20 years.
Oh, you recorded here? You ever work with Loomis, I think his name was?
Yeah, Loomis.
We knew his son. It's kind of a personal call.
Yeah, he said his son was a real fucking shitbag piece of work, wasn't he? How do you know him? What are you after? Kind of cautious mentioning when you mention Loomis's son.
Well, we had mutual friends and mutual interests, and recently this got him killed, and we kind of have a personal debt to him. So we were sent to this studio to try to dig up some old information and to do justice to some old data.
Says, do you know? No, he's an orc, and Jet Black was an elf.
Oh.
Or a human, maybe. He says, how long ago were you looking? He said, there are some old records down in the basement area, or further back in the sub basement. He said there's been some water damage down there, and hell, even I haven't been in there in like 10 years. Says I don't mind you going and taking a look down there, and nobody'll give a shit if there's anything useful. Like I said, no one's been in there in like 10 years. I'd be willing to bet the new owners don't even know that the room's still in there.
Well,
he said, about what time are you looking for?
Well, we are seeking a kind of
What bands
blaring.
would have been playing? You know, was it the Deceivers? Was it what era was it?
The cause.
We're looking into the blaring grunge era, but even though your offer about the records is generous, we're more interested in people. Say, if we had some
Oh
of
no,
these.
there's
Nobody?
nobody here that works here. You know, back when what's her name? Oh, Delphia. When that chick worked here, you know, her drug habit and everything else just, you know, she was an amazing woman, but she ran the company into the ground. He says, I mean, you might be able to find an address for her, but I haven't seen her in like 15 years, and you'd recognize her. She was a pretty big name, but not anymore. Says I'm the
Oh.
only one from, and I wasn't even here. I was here at the end of her reign. She worked with all the great bands, like he named some of them that I can't remember right now.
So
But
if we
he
were,
lists,
yeah. So if we were to help ourselves with some of those vintage records, and let's say some of them were copy protected,
no,
whom
they're
would?
not that kind of records.
Oh.
They're not like music records. They're just files and chips and like
Oh,
thumb
oh, oh,
drives and
okay.
stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Like bills and recording logs and you know
Oh,
all
okay.
the paperwork
Oh,
part
oh,
of
oh.
recording studio.
Oh, bummer.
He says,
We
I mean,
were here about the music.
he says you might be able, you know, find out depending on what you're looking for. Exactly, you might be able to find the, you know, exactly what Sam says there when he brings it up. I'm gonna say you just say that. He's like, yeah, that stuff should be in there. It just
You need to. Yeah, sorry, you need.
Crap.
Sorry, you're gonna need to say it for the video.
Oh. Go ahead, Sam.
So if we had like an old disc, there would be like a log of who was there when it was recorded.
Yes, that would be the kind of information that's in this backup in there. Just keep in mind, it's from 30 years stuff. He opens the door. You guys finally get there, and it's like a 30 by 40 sized room. It's a pretty good sized room. There's just old sound equipment tossed in there, some old guitars, and in the back you can see just stacks, you know, file boxes full of stuff, and definitely a smell of mold and rot. It says it's pretty unclear that no one's been gundamming anything. No one's been in this room for at least 10 years. The lock on the door is stiff from disuse, and the door seems stuck at the top. I mean, he kicks it a little bit. Recording is full of noise at the start.
It's alright.
Blame Knox.
As when Stan opens the door, the strong smell of mold, rot, and musty disuse rolls out. Inside the room are stacks of cardboard boxes. Some of them are labeled, most are not. Some suffering water damage, where they seeped in through the concrete floor. It says various cleaning supplies, old broken machinery, and dead mixing boards are piled haphazardly around with all sorts of other useless junk. If you guys are looking for some useful junk, let me know and we'll roll. It says the room is about 6 by 8 meters, and it's about 3/4 full. Sadly, it's the bottom 3/4. You know, as you walk in and kind of open a couple boxes, you see that they're full of, you know, chips and data discs. It's like walking into your parents' stuff. There's just whatever. We all have boxes full of discs and cassette tapes. You know, old paperwork and shit. That's what all this is. Anytime someone cleared out a desk, they put it in a box and stuffed the box down here for about 10 years.
Alright, yeah, Eclipse is gonna wade in a little bit, and she'll, because of the smell, she'll put her shirt up over her face or whatever it is she's wearing, and yeah, she'll wade in and start picking through some boxes.
Alright, I need everyone to roll perception. Sam, or the janitor, he's gonna. I've still got some work to do. If you need me, just holler. The door's unlocked. The coffee machine, the soy cast machine's up, you know, up the hall up there. And, you know, he points restaurant, you know, it kind of gives you the layout of the building a little bit. So if you need anything, just holler at me. I'll be here. But, you know, if you need anything, just take it. Nobody gives a shit. If you find something worthwhile, just remember me at Christmas time. and he takes his broom and wanders off. Did everybody roll your perceptions?
I got 2 1s, 2 5s, and 1 6.
Okay. PR
2
doesn't
1.
find. Go ahead, Tacoma.
2
I
ones.
see it.
Yeah.
2
I
5s.
think that's it.
Excellent. Right.
Total
Let me just
42.
I've got to go off the book. That's where my delays come in. Is that the book has specific things,
Mm-hmm.
and I've just got to get to it so I can read it for you. It says if the character searched diligently, it'll take him about an hour to find a box labeled Carrion 0147 through 12 of 55. Before they find it, however, DR, with his horrible rolling, bad rolling, he's not horrible, it's a group of devil rats. These are like giant dog-sized rats. Instead of, you don't even hear them. Right before they attack you, they have concealment. They have some special properties that make them hard to see. But they come out, and one of them tries to bite DR. Tacoma at least sees them come out of the boxes and is able to flinch out of the way. Yeah, your thermal vision. Go ahead and roll your dodge and add an extra dice.
Dodge. What's dodge?
Yeah. And,
where does dodge come from? Body
It's an
reaction
active
strength.
Yeah,
What?
let me find it.
It's one of your active skills.
I don't have it.
I really don't have a fucking dodge. Yeah, your reaction, I guess, is dodge.
Reaction is 2. Yeah.
Dodge is between electronic warfare and diving, and it's based on your logic skill. So, it's based on your reaction skill. So even if you haven't got any points into that, it's.
I don't have this skill.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then you at least have your reaction. Same thing for you, Sam. Roll your dodge reaction. Eclipse, as you find the box and you're like, hey, I found it. There's some action over in the other corner. Barcel's going through shit that's up high on shelves, of course. And his OCD's kicking in. He's rummaging to see what other cool shit's in here because he's a music buff.
These are quite tight quarters, though, right?
It's 6 meters by 8, so about 30 by 40 feet. No,
Meters and yards are pretty interchangeable with that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
that's what I'm trying to remember. So about 20 yards by 30, or 20 feet by 30.
All right, yeah. Eclipse puts the box back on the shelf and draws her wakizashi.
Yeah, you can use a long blade. It's pretty crowded, but you can absolutely poke into the boxes with them. You probably can't swing it. As you move a box, you see a giant fucking rat head, and it squeals and snaps at you, and you get out of the way, and you've backed off and thrown the box and everything. But they're giant. You see one scurry off through the little tunnel it's made through the paperwork, and then you can tell that there are some more. Coma, you're wondering what the hell he's freaking out about because you still don't see anything. There's at least 2 since you see them. They're giant rats. They're not really messing with you, but if you continue to root around, they might try to attack you. However, you figure the janitor might be happy if you kill these fuckers out of in here. It might be the original reason the room was sealed.
Is the floor wet?
Not where you're standing, but you can smell that it is got a leak in there somewhere.
Not useful then.
No, you can't tase the floor and kill the rats.
The go-to solution, tase everything.
Yes, just herself. You guys want to clear the rats out, or are you just gonna seal the door?
Eclipse is going to see these little rat minions, as a threat, and if the team want to continue exploring in here, they're going to need to be dealt with, so she is going to move into action.
Alright. What about you, Sam?
If Sam agrees, we need to
In front
get
of
rid
you,
of these
what are you
guys.
doing? You gonna kill him?
Sam pulls a shotgun out.
Excellent. Tomo, other than your taser, what do you have? What do you plan on doing?
Sticks. I raised the taser. I also have some sticks. Wait, now I lost my track. I have bow staff and flash grenades. Staff
Okay,
it is, I guess.
Those are light. I think they've got some sound. I think they're stun grenades.
Yeah.
So, absolutely
No
throw a stun
flashbangs.
grenade in there.
No. I will stick with staff or taser.
Right, give me just a minute while I find their stats up here. I need to figure out how to do bookmarks within Adobe. Hit a tab. Sure, you guys already. Oh, there they are, little bastards. Yeah, 3 is fine. Alright, each two. We'll do it the same as always. It'll be Sam, since he's standing in front of them, will get to go first. Eclipse, you're across the room. And Tacoma, you're, halfway across the room. So, Sam, you get to go first.
Takes him, shoots one in the face.
Alright, are you digging into the boxes until you see one? Are you going after it in the pile of boxes since it scurried in?
I guess he's hugging the piles of boxes with the shotgun.
Roll to hit.
Would I roll 3?
Yes, you're 3.
I got a 1, a 3, and a 4.
You blast the shit out of a box as the rat scurries through. Toma, what are you doing? The rats have now, with the shotgun blast, everybody, your ears are ringing, and the rats are quickly trying to flee the area, but you got on 1 or 2 of them.
Just a quick question: is the staff related to unarmed combat, or is it a different thing? Staff.
It should be. Same thing for you, Eclipse. Figure out what you want to do so that we can. Your turn, we can do it.
Yeah, if one of them run past Eclipse, she's going to try and attack it.
Yeah, your melee stuff doesn't have any. Let's go with.
I'm going to go with blades because Wakizashi is a bladed weapon.
Yeah. Trying to find Tacomas here.
Yeah, like if the unarmed combat is a separate thing, then I'm just gonna try to stomp them. But
it's not.
If the staff goes together with unarmed combat, then I'm gonna try to whack them with the staff.
Just for now, just roll your unarmed combat.
Okay, so that's 4
Even though you're
agility,
armed.
3 ranks, 7. She just tries to harm some of those as they scurry past.
Okay.
A little bit
One
of
of them
everything.
scurries right out. He jumps up on a box and hisses at you.
So I've got 1-1, 1-2, 2 3s, 1-5, 2 6s.
Right.
26 altogether.
Roll your damage for your staff if you know what it.
Oh, I don't.
It's
It's a bow staff. I think it's like the most generic thing there is.
roll a d6 and tell me what you get.
Yeah.
You're a little kid getting yelled at. Not yelled at, but spoken to.
Pardon?
You just piss it off? Is that all you do to it? like their system on, and Shadowrun people can do it. I don't like their system on. It doesn't give me full easy. How many hit points the little fuckers have? Let's see. He's got. Ooh, very angry little rat. Yeah, all you do is piss off. I'm sorry.
Okay, Eclipse rolled 0 1s, 3 2s, 1 3, 2 4s, 3 5s, 1 6 in her attack.
Yeah. Just describe how you slice and dice a couple of rats real quick while Sam,
Okay.
takes aim at another one. Go ahead and roll to hit again, Sam, while Eclipse goes.
Yeah, so as Sam blasts the boxes and they come scurrying out, Eclipse takes note of this and really quickly gets down into a stance and slices as many rats, demon things as she can hit with her short sword thing, Wakazashi, and successfully chops the heads off of a couple of them.
Sounds good. Sam takes aim again.
Do I roll just my shotgun skill, or the shotgun plus the associated attribute thing?
Yeah, if there's any associated attributes, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the character sheets and what actually has to be rolled.
Yeah,
But
you have to add them up.
yeah, basically like Ruti's, it's a lot of dice.
Okay, I've been doing it wrong the whole time then.
All right. Yeah, you should be rolling
Also, there is no shotgun skill.
Like 7 or 8 dice at a time.
Yeah, I think shotgun might actually be like heavy weapons or something, but yeah.
Find it.
I'm looking at the combat skills, there is no shotgun skill itself. All I can
just
see is...
use the rifle.
Or gunnery.
Well, I'll just call it 3 for that particular...
It's long guns, long arms.
Yeah, it'll be a long arm. Let me find
Well, then I've got long arms 3, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, I got a 1, a 2, 2 4s, 2 5s, and 2 6s.
Yeah, you kick aside a big pile of boxes, and there's like 3 of them sitting down in there, and you blast the shit out of all of them. There's one of them that's still, a couple of them are still twitching, but you blast the shit out of 3 of them. The only one left is the one that's extremely pissed off and is hissing at Tacoma. So Barcel, instead of, just letting you take care of it.
Tacoma is going to try to aim better and stomp / punch it again.
Roll again.
Unarmed?
Yes, the same as you rolled before.
2 2s, 3 4s, 1 5, 1 6. Total 27.
Roll damage. 1d6.
Two.
You've just further angered it.
That's an improvement, right?
Yeah. You poke it right in the ribs, and it turns to hiss at you again, and it sprouts a knife right in the side of its little rat neck. I mean, these things are the size of like a I think of a dog that everybody would recognize. They're not quite like a shepherd size, but they're pretty large dogs or large rats.
It's like.
But now this one's got a. Yes. This one, they're all dead now. Barcel just throws a knife at it. All my spells. I don't want to set the whole room on fire. I don't want to electrocute the whole room. Everything is. I don't need a flaming rat running around the goddamn room.
Good.
So he just throws a knife and sticks it in its little fucking neck. Alright. In this little box of magical goodness is You guys have time to set it down and open it up. After the scuffle, when they hear comes in, sees you've killed all the rats, and says, "Yeah, take anything that you need. Thank you for killing the rats." Right, when you go through the box, June of 2048 records. You know, as you're going through, you're finding all this shit, and Barcel's like stuffing half of it into his bag. There's an account of a recording session that did take place with Jet Black, June 24th and June 25th of 2048. It lists the titles of the songs and contains a few brief sound files. So when you stick the disc in, or, you know, the little SD card basically into your comlink, you can tell. You find that the June 24th, 25th recordings are off of the disc that you have. They're a lot cleaner, a lot better sounding, but it's only like 5 seconds, just enough to. It says 30 seconds or so, just so they can set levels and do some stuff, but no complete songs. But you can tell it's the same disc that you have. You found the correct information. Everybody roll your perception.
Oh. Player knowledge does not match character knowledge.
Yeah, I know.
I rolled 0 1s, 0 5s, and 4 6s.
Excellent.
Wait, let me write it down.
Yeah, that's enough to get to get it all out. Both nights the recording sessions took place from 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m. You know, they took place way in the middle of the night. And the only anybody listed is Delphia, the one that Stan was talking to you about with the chip addiction. It says several of the spaces that are normally filled with names of engineers and support personnel are blank. Recording was made in secret.
What's this chick's name? Delphia.
Cam, you also get the exact same information that, you know, it looks kind of fishy. You know, you've got all these records that show, you know, 5 sound techs and 2 engineers and a producer and so on and so forth. And this one's just got Jet Black, his backup band's name, you know, the people in the band, Delphia, and yeah, that's all that it's got.
Delphia was the last person, yeah?
Correct.
Alright, cool.
And she was basically a, you know, the head recording engineer, the one in charge of the giant, you know, of the sound room.
Can Eclipse is going to turn to Sam and ask him if he can tell us when Jet Black was supposed to have died.
Yes. There's no hidden data on it as Sam's going through the sound files. There's no hidden data.
Well, not hidden data. The idea that I have,
Sorry,
but I'm not sure that I don't know whether Tacoma would know it, but I would I would have her know that that what if those sound checks work as the keys, so, since there are 2 of them and we need 2 keys basically. Just a random idea.
Let me roll for it. Give me just Jet Black dead 2015.
He died in 2015.
No, but I ran a Google search for Jet Black's death, and the first thing is Stranglers drummer killed by celebrity.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, but this is why I wanted to try to get this in, because it's incorrect information. It's like he died in 2015. That can't be right. He's recording. Yeah. What is this? Sadly, a lot of what I'm doing is what Sam is. Disappeared in his early 20s. Hey, here's some information. It says Jet Black was a phenomenally successful dead angst rocker star. Became very famous in the 40s at the age of 18. While his management got rich, the rocker became depressed. His music became increasingly dark, more angst-ridden, and was more adored by his fans. He disappeared in his early 20s on a way home from a concert in 2048. And was later presumed dead due to street violence. became a legendary figure similar to Elvis of the 20th century. I would give him that. I give him the Tupac. Or like Nirvana. That guy is still alive. It says,
So, have you got a?
Says he's not dead and still performing. In truth, he's well, you guys know that he's a vampire, keeping a low profile, but wields considerable influence in the gang. That he's rumored to be a magician. Still in the behind the scenes virtual idol personas, still doing music. So the release of this might be a big comeback for him.
Was the was when he recorded this album? Actually, when he disappeared. What month was that? Do you know, or is that not in the information?
Not in there. Let me find my.
I was just wondering because if he died and then recorded this album, as opposed to recorded this album before he died, that could change things.
Okay, yeah, it says that he recorded this in June of '48, but it doesn't say. Let's see if I've got a. Try to find out. Basically, while you ask these questions, Barcel's on his thing trying to find out.
Alright, between him and Sam, they're just cracking codes.
Just running Google searches. Basically, whatever matrix searches.
Taking the red pill.
Green pill. This one says he was killed in a motorcycle accident in 2015. Average citizen. What does this say? This is different.
It's more like not even Tupac, not even Kurt Cobain, more like Victor Tsoi.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's different. It says in the end, he was killed in a motorcycle accident in 2050 when he was only 24 on the way back from a concert in which he had taken a boatload of stems to get through. Judging the distance down the cliff he was found, must have been doing 120 when he became airborne. Many fans insist the whole thing was a sham. So basically, no one really knows when he died, but it was supposed to be some point. There's
Okay, so basically the information we get from that is
obituary.
Yeah, he died after making the album, so there's no like. Okay, cool.
Publicly, but he very well could have been, where he does concerts at night. It's obvious that when he recorded from what we've heard on it, that he was already a vampire. However, he may have gone on 2 more years in hiding doing concerts before he gave it up and said, fuck it.
So basically the quote-unquote official death date, or the date of his announced death, does not have to match up with the date of his becoming a vampire. It's just that
Correct.
Maybe he was still active while publicly active while a vampire.
Yes, and that's what it gets into in the backstory, as DM knowledge for you guys, is that, he just got tired of, hot girl. He got tired of vampire hunter. Just the risk of rumors getting him killed. So, dropped off the planet. Yeah, you guys have a... Let me roll something real quick. As you guys go through this, there are additional, music files in here, additional CDs and stuff that no one's ever heard. They don't have much value, but if you want to take some old music, you're welcome to.
Oh, yeah.
This little room very well could be, if you guys want to spend the time to go all the way through it. You've already burned an hour. You've got 3 hours till you meet Mr. Johnson. Let's say if you spend another hour in there, you can find about $1,600 worth of, relic music.
Yeah, we'll take the hour.
Yeah, we already got the player.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There's a bunch of different formats. One thing Barcel hands is some of the same discs. He's found some of them. So he's got actual, except for the sleeve that says from JP, look for absent friends bullshit. Gives everybody something happens. It looks legitimate. You have more than if Sam bust and he's holding the disc, you've got another one.
Oh.
Except for the sleeve, it looks just as legitimate. So,
All right,
where
cool.
you guys off to now?
Probably go back to the apartment and prepare for our meeting with Mr. Johnson, I guess.
You want to try to hunt down Delphia? In the meantime, you've got a couple hours still.
That is a potential lead we should follow.
Yeah, this is probably a very meta gaming question, but is tracking her down more like nerd activity or action activity? Like, is this something that we want to get done without Rue,
Yes,
or
it's
is
something
this
you
something?
can do without him.
Oh, okay. But then let's do that to minimize all the quote unquote boring parts in the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is my typing too loud?
Nah.
All right, so we're gonna track that. We're gonna go back to the apartment, sort ourselves out, and try and track down Delphia.
All right. Does anybody, since I don't feel like looking at your character sheets, does
Oh,
anybody have
on the way out, I slipped the
Underworld?
janitor 100 cred stick as well, just to thank him for his time, and then we fuck off.
Yeah, DR made a good thing. This recording's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Do you want to cut it short? Or do you want to, pause the recording, restart it?
I'm good. It's easier for me if it's in long format.
I will pause and start a new one just in case. Permission settings, tools. Yeah, stop recording, and started recording again. Okay.
Alrighty.
It's I prefer to work from the longer file, but you are absolutely correct on having separate files.
Just for precaution if
Uh-huh.
one gets
And for
corrupt or
editing.
anything.
Delphia as a separate file.
Yeah.
Alright, does anybody have any Black Mark TL, underground kind of content?
I got we got a contact in the first session, and Eclipse also has connections to like Seattle gangs and things like that.
There you go. You can absolutely use that biker gang that, helped you with Loomis. You can make a call to them, and if you've got some other ones, you can absolutely try to track her down. What would you do? Say you call up your guy and say, hey, I'm looking for what? Role play it out for me just a little bit.
Well, first of all, I might get Sam to do some background information checking on this Delphia chick. Like, I'd get him to go into the Matrix and see what he can find out.
All right. Sam, roll. Just roll 8 dice. It doesn't matter what it's for. You've got the numbers. Just roll 8 dice for me.
2 1s,
I hate
2 2s.
having to look up and say roll hacking and investigation. Just roll 8.
2 1s, 2 2s, 1 3, a 5, and 2 6s.
All right. You don't get through, rumor, contact, whatever, is that she doesn't stay in the same place very long because she's on the run from the Lone Star Police Agency.
I'm getting a buzz.
Yeah, I did too. She's on the run from Lone Star because she's a BTL chiphead. There's a little bit of dealing of them. She's got her own little gang. Most of them, 13, 14-year-olds. What you can find is that if you just find out that she doesn't stay in one place very long, that she is a BTL dealer, and she's got her own gang. That's all you can get with one success. I'll tell you what you find out. Gives that to me.
Also, just for future reference, the contact we got in the first episode was a fixer.
How did we get a contact?
Quixote generously gave us one.
Oh.
Oh yes, you guys did have a fixer. Got you all together in the first place.
Loyalty to and whatever con is for.
Yeah. All right. What you get is that she used to be involved in the music industry. One of the hottest engineers around. Everybody wanted to work with her. Had a heavy investment in Carrion Studios before it went under, and that part of the reason it went in the crapper is because of her BTL habit. Started out with the mellow stuff, but worked her way up. Now she's into some hardcore BTLs, and she deals BTLs to get money for her own stuff. They think she's got a place in Redmond. That's not very much information, but it's all you get.
The Barons.
Yeah, over in Redmond, yeah, out in the Barrens. So basically, it's a start. Where do you go from there?
We should probably spend some time. Well, I don't know.
Another check for your contact.
How do I roll a check for my fixer?
No, not your fixer. For your gang. Your Seattle gangs. What's your number for that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It'll be the loyalty.
Right, so I rolled an 8, and I rolled 8 dice, and I got 2 1s, 1 5, and 2 6s.
Sorry, what was what was it again?
2 1s, 1 5, 2 6s.
What you get is an area of, you call your guy. He says, yeah, she's dealing out of, this 5-block area. It narrows it down a little bit, but not much.
All right, cool, and that is definitely in the Redmond Barrens, yeah.
Correct. Sam takes care of it for you. He gets a hold of somebody through his fixer that says, yeah, just pretend to be a BTL dealer. Find what they actually give you.
Alright, I was going to suggest we try and get our hands on some serious BTLs before we go into this negotiation.
What she says is... Right now, she's got an apartment on the edge of the Barrens where she deals in garden variety BTLs in order to support her more expensive habit. What you get is that her chip heads are at the street corner. You got to catch her quick because if Lone Star gets the same information, she'll bail. But so far, her the group of her kids is hanging out in a certain area. You can find her real quick if you can be there in 15 minutes, basically.
What information are we actually hoping to acquire from this?
The codes?
Is it just the codes, yeah?
To unlock.
Well, the
which,
person...
Let me roll the other thing I meant to roll.
What we're after in the end are the 2 decryption codes.
Okay, and this is something Barsil and Sam definitely can't. They can't crack the second one, no?
Actually, Barstool, since
They keep trying.
the game module says that the second layer can absolutely not be decrypted.
Oh, okay.
They were planning on having a follow-up adventure, and apparently never came out with it. I just can't find it. Even though it kind of ruins the next thing, Barstool says yes, he can absolutely decode it because I rolled it. He's like, "Oh!" You hear him get all excited as you say that.
It's a miracle.
So, God, that sucks. But you brought it.
No, hang on.
Give it a chance.
hang on. We can still go pursue this woman and get the codes from her if that makes a more exciting story. Question mark?
I say it's up to you guys. It can be done, and we can wait till we get Gundar back and make the drop, which is still some more stuff. Or you can, see if she's interested in. I can pretend I didn't make that roll.
I think, personally, I'd want to go and get the encryption key off this woman and play it as like that sort of scenario, if that's possible.
Yeah, there's also the point that we played up until this point under the assumption that that we can't crack it just willy-nilly.
Yeah.
So that's why we are seeking out this context in the first place.
Yes.
Also, if we set up the deadman switch, like to play the record on radio, if somebody screws us bad, we don't need the second decryption, do we? We just need the playable self-destructing copy.
Sort of, I think so. I think the answer you would need is yes.
I mean, if you just play it back once like we did,
yeah,
over
what it says
an
is
analog anything, then
if we do decrypt the whole thing though, we've got leverage over our Mr. Johnson then, and we can get more money because we've cracked this.
Yeah,
what
but
it says
even
is that
if we don't, we still have the tools to set up the deadman switch already.
Well, yeah.
Like should all else fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's not going to be an issue in this anyway. It says the encryption, though the encryption algorithm used on the disk is not overwhelmingly complex by 2060 standards, it is unusual enough due to its age that modern-day hackers might find it more difficult to crack than a comparable contemporary encryption. But it says that just absolutely can't hack it, and so we'll just keep going for a little while. And in reality, finding Delphia and continuing on, it's because they don't have them anyway. So as far as, DM2 players, you're not going to find it anyway. It's just more adventure to go meet these other people that could be contacts or enemies.
Let's do it.
So basically, we're just playing for contact, not for the
Pretty much. Yeah, the end of this particular
people?
module gets weird.
Oh, like good weird?
Just, it's got a great story, but it doesn't play well.
Well, since the module's open-ended and Barsil could crack the disc anyway, we could say if we get successful rolls, then this Delphia chick, it has the potential to give us the codes. Like you could play that as GM, right?
Not her. She leads you to another person.
Oh, okay.
That other person has lost with the crash that happened in 2068 or whatever. When that happened, she lost her set of codes. So it's just whether or not you want to go meet some music people or not. Like I said, there's still some more game. Delphia will have you go run an errand before she gives you that contact's name. And then that contact's a recluse, so you've got to deal with her.
I was just hoping we could do the usual thing of kidnapping the person we're after.
Yeah. No, there's not much of that in this.
Oh.
That's not what contact means.
Yeah, sadly, the game says that even the next person, the producer, or I guess it's Jet Black's girlfriend, another band, another hot band of the time that he ran with, he gave it to her, but she lost it. So sadly, through the module, there's a way to hack it.
Can we light role play it so that we're not going to delve into these things full on, but we're just sort of driving by, trying to, well, since we are kind of spending time until the next meeting. Yeah. We're just checking the additional leads during those 3 hours.
That sounds good.
And the minute and so basically we are not going full into their errands, but we're just sort of hearing out what they have to say, and let's see if something interesting pops up during this.
Okay. And this part should probably
kind of improvise.
Yeah, this part should probably be edited out of the the edited copy, since we're just trying to figure out what the hell to do with this horrible part of the story.
All right, cool.
As far as it goes, Barstool hasn't defragged it, we're gonna go
Just a second.
see Delphia.
I will.
You can find her.
Okay, I will stop the recording and start new because then we can start fresh.
Sounds good.
We're not meeting Jet Black.
No, he's not.
Okay. I
after
started
midnight.
a third recording now.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, you told Jet Black that you weren't gonna go meet him and work with him, and he said, "Fine, I'll figure it out a different way."
I just figured maybe we could find him instead of like waiting till midnight, just wherever he happens to be.
That sounds awesome.
He's gonna be. Let's see. You might be able to find what area of town he's in, but he's very good after 20 years of hiding as a vampire. He's very good at not being found. It'll be like actually finding Elvis. Elvis pretty good at hiding. Nobody's seen him. Everyone sees him, but nobody knows where he lives.
If Eclipse had, say, a good tracking skill, would she stand more chance of finding him?
We need to combine our skills.
Alright, sounds good.
Survival and data search to the mix.
Yes, sadly, just Jet Black's not. That's one of those other things is you're not supposed to ever meet Jet Black in this scenario.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, sadly, it's just the way it's written in. You're not supposed to ever meet him. There's no stats for it.
Oh.
What are the people who make this game? It's not harebrained, is it? They're the people who make the computer game. Oh, I should know this, because I have to credit them in some artworks. Oh, never mind. Fix your game!
Well, it's just someone wanted to write a story, and it didn't work out. I probably tell you who wrote this one. And so those is just so much great information for the DM that there's... Here, go talk to this awesome person with an awesome background story that you don't even have to fucking go talk to because you already got the list. You've already completed your job. But basically, you guys jump in the car, jump in the rover, and go run over. See a bunch of kids. Like I said, they're 10, 12, 14. The oldest one looks like maybe old enough to shave. Instead of doing this music people BS. There's a bunch of kids sitting out on the stoop. It looks like, like you see the pictures of New York tall buildings with the steps. It's a bunch of junkie kids sitting around on that. They're obviously junkies. I mean, they're strung out, thin. They look like tweakers. When you pull up in your nice Rover, they all kind of jump a little because it's not... Even if you park like that, there's no way to be sneaky in your truck in this neighborhood. So, Barstow just pulls up right front and says, "Hey, from Delphia, we need to talk to her." The kids, the oldest one looks kind of like he's going to be tough about it, but stairs. The older one comes over and leans on the window on the passenger side. I'm guessing where Eclipse is sitting, and asks if you want to make a deal with him since you're the cute little elf. He's the guy's like 15 and he's trying to hit on you and sell you illegal things.
He's trying to push BTLs on me.
Yeah, he's trying to push BTLs and hey, you might be able to get one for free if you do this thing, kind of shit that kids do.
Okay, right. Well, yeah, Eclipse goes along with it. Although she's kind of reluctant. She's like, "Am I really funding this shit?" So yeah, she says, "Look, we need to speak to your boss. What's it going to take for us to get inside there?"
A whole bunch of if you decide to fight them, which I didn't figure you guys were going to be doing, but I've got to scroll through it. All right, it takes a minute. The little kid comes back down, says gets the all they can get back together. Hold on. Sorry. Anyway, they all get back together and says the little kid's a little girl and says, "What is it that you guys are looking for?" Yeah, bunch of whiny children. But the littlest one says, "What are you here to buy? What are you here to sell?" You guys obviously aren't, the teenagers. You guys obviously aren't BTL dealers. What are you really after?
Eclipse is going to answer information, but she has got her thumb on her sword. But the only reason she hasn't sliced them all open is because they're kids. That's the only reason she's not killing them. Like she has, if it turns nasty, she can defend herself, but she's not going to just go slicing people up.
Yeah, even the littlest girl's got like a big fucking weapon that's half as big as she is. She probably can't even point to name it. But they're tough little ganger kid wannabes. And even the little one's got a little deck on the side of her head, and she's a junkie. She's like 5 and a junkie.
Oh my god!
She's got a gun as long as her. Anyway, they question you. What kind of information are you looking for? Are you looking for BTL information? Why are you here? The kids are trying to be polite, but they're kids. Like, what the fuck do you want, dude? If you're not buying the junk, what the fuck are you doing here?
We told you we want information. That's what we're here for. If it works out, we're not taking any of your stock away with us, and we could be giving you some money to sort of help you along the way. We just want to talk to your boss. This has nothing to do with you.
But I'm the guard. Information on what? She's gonna ask me. I'll go upstairs and say they want information. She's gonna say information on what? I'll say I don't fucking know. She's gonna say, well, go back downstairs and find out what information they want. I'll be like, I just came from downstairs.
All right. We'll tell her. We'll tell him we want music information. Music about her past life as a producer or whatever. Information on her former career.
He's like, oh, you're one of those fucking people. Okay, I'll be right back. And he's gone he leaves you sitting down there idling away for like fucking minutes. There's the other little kids, at one point you see, them making little drug deals over there in the alley, and
Eclipse rolls up a smoke from the grass that she has looted from one of the corpses in like episode 1 or 2, and she'll just sit in the passenger seat and have a quiet smoke to herself.
That little 5-year-old girl, she gets a little chip, and you see her slotted in, and she's sitting over there drooling on herself in the corner.
Oh my god!
Fucking tragic. But after a little while, the older boy comes down and says, "Yeah, go ahead and a giant roll-up door. You can get in there and get off the street. That it's secure. We're not gonna fuck with you." She said, "Come on up, but you can at least get your car off the street. Quit fucking with our business." And Barstow will pull it around. When you go upstairs, and the runners finally track down Delphia, either by intercepting her or whatever, you finally find her. She is a very tall, statuesque human woman with dark skin, bright blue dreadlocks, and large nano tattoos of tribal designs running down her arm. Not only are her like big foofy dreadlocks blue, they've got like neon so they glow. And she's very, very dark. I mean, she's one of those black women. Really tall, really, African facial structure. It says it's obvious that she was once very beautiful, but these days she's got the thin, twitchy look characteristic of a hardcore chiphead. No, she's not undercover. She's definitely one that she's in trouble. It says her eyes, however, are hard as steel. The runners will see immediately that she's still in possession of her faculties, which speaks volumes for her willpower, considering that rumors say she's been a BTL junkie for like 20 years. It's like an old meth head. You guys know various people, or an old drunk that's drunk all the time but still has their shit together. It says when she talks to him, she will seem very twitchy and nervous, like she's constantly afraid of being discovered. Like she's always walking like a tweaker, always walking over to the window and looking through the blinds down the street. She's always got a little kid coming up and saying, "It's all clear, boss," and then running off. But she's always circling the apartment, looking out the windows, just constantly. I don't know if you've ever been around a tweaker, but they're fucking awful. You're in her apartment. It's a pretty empty, it's a junkie apartment. what do you want to ask her? She says, "Hi, how you doing? What info?" Says, "Yeah, haven't talked about the music for a long time. What are you looking for?" Hello? Did I lose myself here?
No, we're still here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
They got really quiet.
my mic was off. Show her one of the old records and say, we've been to your studio and there's some pretty good old stuff we got there. And we were wondering if you could help us out with some data that's locked.
By records, do you hand her the disc or do you hand her
No,
paperwork
we just show her the music disc, like basically we've been to your old workplace and we appreciate the work you've done there and basically thank you for the music that you have helped to bring into the world or something, like appreciating what she did in the studio.
Okay, but as far as the disc, are you showing her one of the copies of the Jet Black disc?
No, just a random disc, just sort of showing that we have this old thing.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, when you show her when you tell her what you're looking for, however you go about doing it, apparently, show her the records. She says, oh, those days very well. And she becomes much more polite. She realizes that you're not a cop here to bust her for BTLs. And her attitude changes. She relaxes a little bit, but she's still checking the windows. She says, I remember those days well. Good times, good times. Harry made a lot of stars' careers. Jet Black, and she names off a few other people. But she says, yeah, Jet Black was one of the best. It's too bad about what they say happened to him. She makes another round around the room and says, yeah, I remember that session, though. We recorded it in the dead of the night, just me and him and his backup band. He was all secretive about it and kind of creepy and pale. I said he hadn't been getting out much. Just went to concerts and stuff, parties, but he wasn't getting out and about much. We didn't see him, in the public as much. Because it was a secret album that he wanted to keep secret that he was planning on releasing, but he drove a motorcycle off a cliff instead.
What happened then?
Guessing he died.
I mean, with the record in the studio. What did you guys do?
Oh, we were just lost, just like when Paul Walker, whatever his name, died. He's like, he was gone. It was like the sun went out for some of his fans. It was just tragic. He died kind of like James Dean did, really young at the height of his career, and bang, he's dead. He said, it was terrible, but there's always more musicians. I bet even though now the building's a derelict ruin, there's probably someone recording music down in the basement of it.
You could say that.
It just he died very publicly. Even though he crashed a motorcycle, he died very publicly. Everyone's like, no, it's over, it's done.
And you never released the record?
No, she says, no, I don't have any copies. That I'm surprised that don't know how you guys got one. He insisted on taking all the copies with him, that was part of his deal. And, when he made it, that he was going to get all the copies because he wanted to release it in another year or two. He didn't want it, to slip out. He copy that I made. He said that's why it's just me and him and his band. So if you're trying to track down concrete details about the recording, though, I might know someone that can help you out, but I need you to do me a favor first. I might be able to give you a name, but I've got something that needs to be picked up. If you go pick it up for me, I'll make a call.
We are listening.
Everybody, she looks. You're willing to run an errand for her.
Yeah, this is just I'm gonna meta a little bit here and just go along with the side quest thing we're running here. So yeah, sure, we'll take the job.
There you go.
We're already side questing, so.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yes, and that's what this does. It's side quest to side quest, which has no bearing on you've got the disc. Go get paid.
I'll just have to let Takoba run away with it for now. It's all good.
And keep in mind, now it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. You've still got some time. He says, I need a package. There's a package I need picked up, but I can't get it. My kids can't get it. They know all of us. Lone Star knows what we look like, and if, I move wrong, they'll arrest us. So I've already paid for it. All you've got to do is go get it and bring it back. Do that. I'll help you as much as I can. Just let me know what you need to do. I mean, if you guessing once you accept, she says, good. All you need to do is go to the Lotus Flower Card Room on 56th Street in Tacoma. Ask to speak to Mr. Lowe. Tell him you've come to pick up the package for Lady Blue. And the password is Abbey Road. How dumb is that? So yeah, you gotta drive like all the way across town to get this fucking thing.
Will this fit in our timeline?
Not very well. Let me see what we can do.
Because if this contradicts with our scheduled meeting,
right,
then we can just politely decline and see maybe some other time or outsource it to some random person.
Now Barcel's, thinking about how far Tacoma is and where that is. He's like, I'll get us a ride. It'll be okay. Just for purpose of game. We'll just rent a helicopter real quick, or a VTOL. We'll just have a plane come pick us up real quick, and we'll fly to fucking Tacoma for your package.
Steeler and Raku Whirlybird.
Where's my stupid thing? Alright, so fast travel to
I suppose we have been to Tacoma before.
Yes, we've been there before.
Location has been added to your map.
Yes. As you guys are getting ready to go, like while Marshall's setting up the fast travel, she says, Jet Black's not really dead, He staged his own death and went into hiding. He's still in Seattle somewhere, if you can track him down. If you can find out more information. And then she goes into the other room. She just walks the other room.
When she walks off, I roll my eyes and I'm like whispering under my breath, yeah, we never could have guessed.
Alright, the Lotus Flower Card Room is run by the Yellow Lotus Triad, of course. One of the is selling particularly hot BTLs. As you're flying in the helicopter over there, it's like, oh yay, the Yellow Lotus Triad, yay.
Yeah, okay, shit.
The package Delphia wants the runners to pick up is highly illegal. I am not going to tell you what it is.
I'm sure we have no idea.
Kind of dine at restaurant on the front with a card room in the back for Chinese gambling. It says, the card room is small and sumptuously decorated in an Asian style, of course. Non-Chinese runners will feel very uncomfortable there, as everyone else is fucking Chinese. Most of them are human, and they're all speaking Cantonese. Everybody looks at the giant troll, the orc, and the dwarf, and everyone that's not human, which is everyone. It says, give them the impression that the place is extremely secure due to the well-dressed, polite, but obviously well-armed guards patrolling. Magically, there's force spirits, and in the Matrix, because there's all kinds of Matrix shit. Basically, it's a a triad place. In the AR, it says the place glows with more Chinese iconography, including animated dragons, and all the text is in Chinese. So you guys walk in, you're in a full Chinese thing. There's obviously cards. You're in the middle of a triad's little illegal gambling den. So what do you guys do? Who do you ask for? Take a T-bird to Tacoma, huh? When you guys come in, you kind of go through the little restaurant area into the game room area, and there's a little Chinese girl going, "Oh, how can I help you? Don't belong here."
Okay, so
no, we don't.
Do we have
on somebody else's behalf?
Do we have to give him the password, or
So you just asked for Mr. Lowe?
Yeah.
Alright. When you ask for him, 3 young, well-dressed Chinese men come over from the side. The one in the middle is obviously the leader. He's got like a, he's a movie star looking Chinese guy. It's not the little old one that's in every fucking thing. Like Big Trouble in Little China. It's not that guy. So, the leader introduces himself as Mr. Chin and says that, I'm sorry, Mr. Lowe is very busy. How can I help you? He's looking at you. He's not being, he's contemptuous, but he doesn't really want to, it says he makes it clear he can barely bring himself to speak directly. Behind him, the other 2 men smile as if they're waiting for something to happen. He's being purposely arrogant.
Eclipse forces his eye contact, like she keeps catching his eye. Like, we're here to pick up, like, she's not taking any shit. She's like, we're here to pick up a package for someone. Blue, what the fuck's her name?
Lady Blue.
Lady Blue.
Roll an etiquette plus charisma.
Etiquette plus charisma.
Yes, please.
Everybody?
No, just Nuck since he's talking. Or Eclipse since she's... Mainly because that's what it says on the
I rolled 2 1s and 3 5s.
You get everybody killed.
Fair play. Job done.
Mr. Chin says, well, once you explain what you're doing, and you're obviously being polite to him, he says, all right, then, his mood changes almost immediately. The other 2 look disappointed they're not going to be in a fight. But he says, okay, then just come with me and we'll get you set up. He takes you away to a little more private gaming room and says that we'll get you a drink. If you need anything, it'll be just a couple of minutes. Then tell Mr. Lowe is free.
All right, cool.
Tea and cookie, whatever it is you want. And Mr. Lowe comes in. He's a little Chinese guy from Big Trouble in Little China. He says, hi, how may I help you? And I'm sorry for the delay.
That's absolutely fine.
I mean, you guys are obviously a Shadowrunning team. Oh, 3 5s and 4 6s, huh? On a roll. Good job.
But
you're like bowing to all the little Chinese people and smiling.
Yeah, I was being polite in the background.
Proper password. Reaches in a pocket and gives you a small sealed box, which, he passes over with honor and everything. It's odd. Kind of creepy when he does it. Lady Blue will find this acceptable. But now you've got a little box that, it's about the size... You can tell it's got like an SD card or a USB in it or something. It's that size of a box.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, they send you off to this Chinese tea house to pick a fight that you don't need to pick. It's a weird thing here. When you come out, you see 2 Lone Star Patrol cars. In the road, or you guys are in a VTOL, but there's 2 of them across the street, obviously watching the place. And you can tell that even if they're not taking pictures of you, that they are probably running a background check on you.
They're running the plates for the VTOL.
Yeah. Definitely not loaded with high NB. What's not loaded with high NBTLs? The little box?
Yeah.
Okay. The box is sealed. It's not like black sealed or anything, but it's definitely, if you opened it up, it would be noticeable unless you were very, very careful. But you've got the box. You are headed back to the lady. It's up to you if you want to try to pry into the box, see what the fuck's in it.
Eclipse does not. She just wants to get this over and done with and get our contact.
Are we being followed?
We leave it up. Takuma will leave it up to Eclipse.
Okay. Since you're not opening it, we can edit it out. What it is Azatlan snuff film. It's a torture.
A snuff BTL, excellent.
Yeah, it's worth like $5,000 on the black market. It's also a master copy, so it's the full experience. It's like a 2-hour torture session. That hasn't been cut down and hacked at all. It's the master copy, which makes it kind of rare and more expensive. But you guys
If
just
I
have a
remember
pretty little box.
my sort of game stuff right,
Sorry, what was that?
isn't that like they actually kill somebody to record that, and then you experience
Yeah.
that person's viewing?
Yes, that's how it works. Is you can be either the torturer, you can be the victim, you can do both throughout it.
Yeah,
But
this
yeah, you
is
get to live those experiences throughout the torture and sacrificial session.
yeah, this is direct reference to Neuromancer, where one character would work in a brothel and she would rent out her body for recordings, and
Yes.
then later she found out that they were using her while she was out cold and renting out her body. They were using her to kill people.
Yes. What movie is that? Because they did something similar in the gamer movie that they did too.
I'm not sure, but it was in the original Neuromancer book.
Type that in so I can try to find it later for me. Sounds interesting. Okay. But
Chaos Nova Book Club.
beyond that, when you get back, with it unopened, which she's surprised with, that when the runners return the sealed box to Delphia without opening it, she will be pleased. She'll check it. It's a tiny little, USB drive that you can see her in front of you, and she's like, no, okay, you've helped me, I'll help you. There's a person you want to talk to is named Marley Bremerton, formerly of the Shadows. Barcelona will be like, oh yeah, she was dating Jet Black back and forth, and she's like, yeah, that chick. Oh, well, we should have gone to her first. Anyway, she doesn't get out much these days. Rumor said something happened to her. She doesn't like to be seen, but I don't know anything about that. We don't stay in contact. Marli.
I think that's another. I think that's a character name from Neuromancer's sequel.
It might be.
With I. Okay, never mind then.
I've changed her little condition, but common knowledge. Barcelona will say, yeah, she's got some sort of skin thing. She's a recluse. She's got like this old mansion over on the nice side of town, on private grounds that she just hides in. Nobody's seen. The super famous. It's like, let's see, it'd be like if Taylor Swift just suddenly disappeared and went into hiding because she got leprosy or something. Is kind of the hint is that there's something wrong. Not a vampire though. She's full recluse. She's gone crazy. Is the rumor? Hears voices and shit, and lives in her haunted mansion out in the middle of a wealthy neighborhood. She says she lives here in town in the Richmond Highlands part of downtown. Doesn't get out much. She was always one of Jet Black's closest friends. They dated for a while. She knew about the sessions, but wasn't actually there. She might be able to, get you a little closer. And of course, always hey, maybe Jet Black could decode the fucking thing. This is what I'm saying is like this one is kind of poorly put together. Here's all these people you need to talk to, but you can't ever go talk to them. And she's like, hey, okay, go talk to Marley. I've got shit to do. She makes another round. Look, she's peeking out the window with the chip going towards her head. He's like, okay, you guys go see Marley. I've got stuff to do.
I think this is the point where we kind of nudge Eclipse and nudge Parcel and say, what time is it?
Yes, it would be time to go see Mr. Johnson. Good news is you helped Delphia. She could be a contact if you take the trouble to pursue it. Also, you had a good reaction, both everybody with the Yellow Lotus gang or the Triad. So if you ever need to go, they're also a potential contact if you need to try to use them later. So just note it down somewhere. in your records that that particular card house, Mr. Lowe, Mr. Chin, might be able to work with you guys again later. You made a good first impression. They're like a loyalty 1, contact unknown kind of thing. And Delphia, you get a loyalty 2 out of her. But you'll have to track her down if you ever need her. You got to figure out where she's hiding. So, we're on to the Marley section. If you want to go pursue it with her, if you want to say, fuck it, we'll go get this thing and deal with it later.
I think we should regroup in the van with Gundar.
And then go see Mr. Johnson?
And then go see
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, because I think we're expecting
Yes.
trouble.
This is the.
That sounds like a good
we are
idea.
being sent. I get the feeling we are being sent on a wild goose chase. We have done enough selling out today, so let's regroup and keep eyes on the prize now.
And on that note,
You guys
I
can
think
always
it'd be a
talk
good
to
time
Marley
to.
later if you want.
Yep. And I think that'd be a good time to call the session.
I agree.